Stream Elements. Welcome to my channel. Stream Elements. Said. Stream Elements bot running robot face.
Don't touch me there. My no-no squares. No, don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. No, don't touch me there. No, my no-no square. No, don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. No, don't touch me there. No, my no-no square. Square, 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 square. Don't touch me there. My no-no square, 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 square. No, don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. No, don't touch me there. No, don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. No, don't touch me there. No, my. Don't touch me there.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Chaos for You 728, and I'm finally back. Freaking, they weren't done when I got home last night, so I didn't have no power at the house, so I couldn't stream, couldn't do shit. Sometime around 4 or 5 o'clock this morning, I finally heard my air conditioner kick back on. I was like, yes, finally. And then I went back to sleep because I was dead to the world. But here I am, finally back with some more World of Warcraft, and we're going to get into some more solving the mysteries of Babylon afterwards. I'm going to get an hour or two of gameplay in, and hopefully Chris Mitchell will grace me with his presence so we can get our BattleNet shit passed around like the cheap horde is, and then eventually, start teaming up or whatever, or grouping up and taking over the game. I'm gonna start the Butthole Nation clan and take over Azeroth, baby. Yeah. I've ran clans before, so I can run a guild, no problem. Just the right of authoritative. So I'll give you the choice. I don't do ultimatums. It's like, yeah, you could do it like that, but you're not gonna like the outcome. You wanna find out? Go on ahead, do it. Anyways, hope everybody's having a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever it is you hail from. I'd like to give a shout out to those that are still subscribed. Your support has been greatly appreciated. And thank you to those that just recently subscribed. Hope you stick around for the long run. Oh man, it has been an interesting couple days. It's an interesting week. Lots of Hitler vibes coming from the left. Apparently, they found a way to make it to where Trump's never going to be able to run, or won't be able to run for at least 5 years because of tax fraud. Or at least that's what they're trying to get him with, is tax fraud. Which, of course, they're just going for anything at this point. Anything to keep the man from running again. Because they know he knows. And because of him, well, I'm not going to say a good portion of, but enough people know now that the truth is getting out there. It's like for me, anytime a leftist speaks, I don't take anything they fucking say seriously. And I never will anymore. Because all they do is push lies and misinformation. Say the Rhino Republicans do the same. They push lies and misinformation like they're climate change. And people don't realize the fuckwit that took over for the Queen. He's one of the biggest pushers of the Green New fucking Deal. But no, let's not bring that up. Yeah. You got a dude coming into power that is, you know, pro-socialism. Oh, yeah. GB fucking themselves. Straight up. Straight up. Great Britain's fucking themselves. England, whoever the fuck.
I'm out of range.
I laugh, though. I mean, y'all are bringing it on yourselves. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Y'all are about to win a really stupid prize. And the people didn't even get to vote him in. He got put in. Like, that's not even a democracy. That's a republic.
Target.
No, that's a monarchy. That's how monarchies work. They'll, the next kin in line gets the privilege of ruling. And I mean, what work has he really done other than fly around on his plane? Which contradicts the climate change shit. And push the climate change narrative.
Shiite poster.
Shiite poster!
Welcome to my
What's
channel.
good, brother? How you doing?
Shiite poster. Said. Victory hand medium light skin tone smiling face with sunglasses.
Hope all is well,
Shiite
sir.
poster. Said. Oops oops oops.
Oops, oops, oops. Yeah. Oops, 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 indeed.
Shiite
for those
poster.
over in England.
Said. Not staying.
Oh.
Unfortunately, victory hand medium light
Not
skin tone
staying.
smiling face with sunglasses.
No, you just thumbs upping and dashing. Don't treat me like these modern day 304s. How dare you? I'm more than just my gameplay.
Shiite poster. Said. Victory hand medium light skin tone rolling on the floor laughing rolling on the floor laughing rolling on the floor laughing rolling on the floor laughing.
It's all good. Nobody is held here at gunpoint. You're free to come and go as you please. As
Shiite
long as you
poster.
leave a likes.
Said.
As long as you leave a thumbs up
Your
before
web
you
is broken. Peach.
dip potato chip out of here. My WAP is broken. It's because I don't just give it up to anybody. I gotta make you work for it. This is some trad WAP, yo. You gotta take me out on 3 dates first. And I'm getting the most expensive thing. And then I may or may not give you a little bit of the sloppy wet wet.
Shiite poster. Said. Man running light skin tone dashing away.
Take it easy, brother. Thanks for swinging by. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Oof. Ooh, almost knocked over my bong. That would have been bad.
Cubing speed. Welcome to my channel.
Welcome back.
Cubing speed. Said. Pile of poo magnifying glass tilted left eyes.
Welcome back. Get the likes up. Yeah. Give me the algorithms. Oh. I don't want to go in there.
Cubing speed. Said. Fire smiling face with horns fire. Iridium Kush.
What's up, Iridium? How you
Welcome to
doing,
my
brother?
channel.
Welcome to the stream.
Iridium Kush. Said. Good afternoon, sir.
Oh man, hope all is well. Figured I was just about to stream yesterday at about, I think it's about 11:30, and I didn't get no notifications or letters from my electric company.
Iridium Kush.
They come up and start doing
Said.
electrical work.
Early start to weekend.
Ooh, nice. So yeah, fucking my electricity was out up until about 5:30 this morning because of whatever the hell they were doing.
May the stars guide you.
And when my air conditioner kicked on, it's like finally, and then went right back to sleep.
Rusty Rivers.
Rusty Rivers.
Welcome to my channel.
What's good, brother?
Rusty Rivers. Said.
Welcome
Chaos.
to the
Who
stream.
you eating today?
Who you eating today? I don't know. I'm gonna be eating some more Jews when I start talking, when I start reading from this book again. that's who's gonna be getting yeeted. I'm gonna eat this pussy too. The fuck off me!
Samantha P.
Sam P!
Welcome to my
to the
channel.
stream. How you
Samantha
doing?
P.
Hope all is well.
Said. Like initiated. Thumbs up medium light skin tone curtsy to all gentlemen. Cool they did it late night to disturb the least amount of people.
No, it was an all-day thing. Like, my power was out from about 11:30 a.m. till 5:30 this morning. It sucked. Like, literally, like, I was starting up a stream, and my power just died. It's like, oh no. And literally at first I thought, it's like I paid my bill, so they were replacing telephone poles.
I don't have a target. I need a target.
Oh. Killed it. Yo. Maybe I should have went Druid. Damn, he killed it in one little fell swoop. I'm all sitting, I have to hit him twice.
Samantha P.
3 times
Said.
even.
Ooh, I misheard. I thought you meant 11/11:30 p.m. to 5:30
no.
a.m. My bad.
11, oh, you're good, you're
MR
good.
Hemi 4
yeah,
SPD.
11:30 a.m.
Welcome
till
to my
about
channel.
5:30 a.m. My
MR Hemi
electricity
4
was out.
SPD.
So I couldn't do
Said.
shit.
Happy Friday,
Yo,
gents waving
Mr.
hand.
Hemi 4 Speed, how you doing, sir? Hope all is well. Welcome to the stream. Fell rock growling killed with
Rusty Rivers. Said. What's going down, Hemi, Kush?
Oh.
MR Hemi 4 SPD. Said. Rusty hey.
Okay. That makes absolute perfect sense. I was doing it wrong, yo. Uh-oh. Hi, how you doing? Nah, there's no need for any of that.
Iridium Kush said,
Yeah.
putting up Halloween stir weather got me in the mood.
Oh god, it's too early. It's too early for Halloween, man.
Iridium
We
Kush
ain't even out of
said,
September!
asterisk stuff.
It's like, do we even really need Halloween? It is just another holiday used to make certain people richer. Yeah, it's a fun day for the
MR Hemi
kids
4
and all
SPD
that, but
said, yet too
when you
early.
get into the
Chris
symbolism
Mitchell all
behind
Halloweened
it,
up too. MR Hemi 4
when you get into the
SPD
symbolism of
said,
Halloween and what it really stands
bloody
for,
pagans LOL.
yeah, it was like, do you really want to celebrate it? Kind of like Easter. I keep wanting to say Ishtar now that I know the fucking truth. It's like with
Samantha P.
Easter, it's a pagan
said,
holiday.
September is exactly when you're supposed to decorate. Yesterday I put up all my corn stalks and my pumpkins.
It's too
I got a big
early.
Hable. I'm prepared, yes. It's my favorite holiday. MR Hemi 4 SPD
I don't really have
said,
a favorite holiday.
Ishtar. Iridium Kush
Ishtar,
said,
yes. Oh, I
also
know.
harvesting my vineyards.
Christmas
MR
Mass
Hemi
and all
4
that.
SPD
Yeah, it's all.
said, look into Christ's Mass. MR Hemi 4 SPD said, they done? Rusty Rivers said, don't get Hemi started on Halloween, he will Minecraft you. MR Hemi 4 SPD said, mine look like another week or so.
Just dead bodies everywhere. Wow! I need that skill in my life. Yeah, I thought that was a druid skill. God damn. Oh, that's a dead end. Very much a dead end.
MR Hemi 4 SPD
And
said,
when is harvesting ever fun,
happy to
though?
harvest, not looking forward to trim. Samantha P said, I could care less about the pagan stuff. I think it's fun to dress up, great to have the community of interacting. Harvest season is one of the best.
But you also have
Plus
to
I
look
give out
into
full-size candy bars.
You also have to look into
MR
the
Hemi 4
symbolism
SPD
of it. That's the
said,
thing.
Leafy crop
You
this
might
year.
be looking at it as another day, but in essence you're worshiping spirits, and like, we're supposed to let the dead rest.
MR Hemi 4 SPD
And that's it.
said, you celebrating it gives it its power.
Exactly. That's why I don't acknowledge these holidays anymore.
MR Hemi 4
Because I know their
SPD
truth.
said, regardless of your intentions.
Yeah. It's like I'll
Iridium
see if I can
Kush
find the video.
said,
I'll show y'all a nice
at
little
Remisp indeed.
I'll show y'all a nice little video pertaining to you know, the origins of Cupid and stuff. It's really interesting. He's a product of incest. Cupid is. It's yeah. It's pretty crazy. But then again, in pagan, a lot of pagan religion, they practiced, like, that was how they kept it in the family, literally. That was their bloodline, their source, you know. Keeping it in the family came from the pagan religions. People don't talk about that stuff. I do, unfortunately. I gotta call them out because nobody else is going to. Yeah, it's gonna. Ow! Prick! Ah! Prick! Hey! Not very nice. How you doing? Can I catch you in this little trap? Nope. It was worth a shot. I was gonna try and cheese it. No, I am gonna cheese it. I'm gonna cheese the fuck out of this. Evade!
Rusty Rivers
The fuck?
said. Chaos knows some shite.
Evade! Aw, you ain't gonna let me nerf this thing? Aw, you cunts. I do the research, sir.
Samantha P.
And I don't just
said,
go looking for like
Hemi,
the first
do
couple
you do
of
the full
things
process on your own? Or
that,
do you have somebody help you with processing and bottling?
I don't just find the first couple of articles that fit my narrative. I go through about 50, 60 different articles, and then when I get a general consensus from, that's when I start going with. There you go. Yeah, let's get down here. Come on, let's do this. Yeah. No. No. Fuck. Yeah, there we go. Come on, prick. Let's do this. Your ass is mine now. Let's do this. He touched my no-no square. Me too. Me too. Oops. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. There's a special place in hell for me.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. No. Too much for one man. We do SoCal style. The ladies hold down the trim circle.
Yee. Make them earn their keep. That's how you do it.
Rusty Rivers said. Cupid is a cherubim, as opposed to seraphim or archangel.
You
Mr.
think.
Hemi 4 SPD.
You think. That's what they want
said,
you to think.
Once cured I deliver their cut. Primo Living BC. Welcome to my
and
channel.
That's what I thought too. He
Primo
was a cherubim.
Living BC.
No.
Said. What's up everyone?
Cupid is far
Samantha
from a cherubim.
Said.
He's a product
Nah,
of
I don't
incest.
celebrate it in its evil essence. I celebrate it in the harvest season manner. I disagree. Intentions / vibration and mindset has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, you
Mr.
say
Hemi
that,
4
but practicing
SPD
it is still practicing
said,
it.
Primo.
That's the issue.
Rusty Rivers
Primo Living BC, welcome
said,
to the stream.
Yo
Hope
Primo.
all is well, sir.
Bingus. Welcome to my channel. Primo Living BC
In fact,
said,
you know what?
What's up Chaos clinking beer mugs?
I'm about to
Bingus
show y'all the origins
said,
of Cupid.
Hello Chaos. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said.
I'm about to blow y'all.
Then celebrate it
minds,
October
yo.
1st instead of 31st.
I don't even
Primo
acknowledge
Living
it. That's
BC
the thing. I
said,
quit acknowledging it.
Hey brother Hemi. Hand with fingers splayed.
Let's see
Rusty Rivers
here. History.
said. Yo Bingus. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. Bingus. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. Hardest explaining to the little ones why they can't participate.
Yeah.
Primo Living BC said. Hey Rusty. Bingus
I gotta find the
said,
video I watched.
Hey what's up guys? Samantha P said. Hemi, lol I thought you actually meant a vineyard. I'm a doofus. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. They just. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
Oh, don't tell me
said,
they got rid of the video.
Don't get it.
There's so many fucking videos, that's the thing.
Primo Living BC said.
So many.
Long time for me brothers.
Yeah, you're gonna need it. Especially once I find this freaking video.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. No that's Kush's code word. Primo Living BC said.
Is it the
Nice
mythology of Cupid?
Rusty Rivers said. Beer time for me Primo
Oh,
clinking
yeah,
beer
you're gonna
mugs.
Need a beer, for sure. Where the fuck is this video at? I like how it's got my shit mixed up in here too. Basically, Orpheus had his way with his mother, and Cupid was born. But god damn, where the fuck is this video at?
Riggs Jr. Welcome to my channel.
Riggs Jr.
Riggs
Welcome to the
Jr.
stream. Hope all is well,
Said,
sir.
Afternoon, you balls. Sniffers. Samantha P.
Don't know about that.
Said, we always grew with 1 or 2 other partners, and same for us, all of the wives did the trimming. LOL. Rolling on the floor laughing. You can plant some tomatoes for the kids to play with. MR Hemi 4 SPD. Said, Trick's still cloudy, maybe 10 Ember. MR Hemi 4 SPD.
Those are shorts.
Said,
did I like it?
10%. Rusty Rivers. Said, yo Riggs, you must be rigging some riggers.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's way the fuck down here. Oh my god.
Primo Living BC.
I've watched
said,
so much stuff.
At Rusty Rivers, cheers to that, brother. I'm only into the 420 parties myself, but cheers to all. Riggs Jr. said,
surfing the slopes,
just waking up, Rusty sir. Went to be around 334. MR Hemi 4 SPD. Said, I may have a couple weeks to go, sad face.
Where the fuck? It wasn't TEDx. TEDx is is full of bullshit too.
Iridium Kush. Said, good hits time.
Yeah. I've already got my stuff broke up. I just got a loadable. But yeah, basically Cupid
Rusty
is a product
Rivers
of incest.
said, I ain't emailed you yet, Riggs. Email new to me. I'm out in hospital parking lot having some cold beer. They are moving my mother to a different room in just a bit.
Oof.
Iridium Kush. Said, hood hits. MR Hemi 4 SPD.
Good hits.
Said,
Hood
we
hits.
harvested 4 autos last week. But these regs are long running.
I wish they made things easier to find.
Primo Living BC.
I can't find
said,
the fucking video.
I picked up an ounce of Pineapple Express, breakfast bong. Beauty.
There you go.
Riggs Jr. Said, no rush, Rusty. Take care of mom first, anything else can wait.
Oh.
MR Hemi 4
that's 3
SPD.
hours. I can't
said,
play that.
Best
Not
Kono
right now,
looks
at
to be
least.
about 28. Rusty Rivers.
You can watch
said,
the dark history
Riggs
of the
thumbs up.
Catholic Inquisition
MR Hemi
and how
4
they were
SPD.
essentially hunting
said,
down Christians
and stacked.
and killing them. But they won't talk about that. They won't talk
Primo
about how the
Living
Jews
BC.
were hunting down Christians
said,
and killing them either.
I am really liking the hybrids these days.
Yeah, the hybrids
Samantha
are fucking
P.
off the chain, dude.
Said, may have worked out for the best because then it breaks up some of the harvest, trim work, bottling, etc.
Let's try End Times Productions, because I think they were the ones.
MR Hemi 4 SPD. Said,
And
yes,
Speaking of
it's
which,
tedious shit. And waits for nobody.
Speaking of which, if y'all are into some good, like, End Times Productions puts out some really good content. Like, really good. Like, they answer a lot of questions that you may have also. They also cover a lot of other topics, too. It's like they found, they talk about the God of the Nations, how it's Lucifer, and in one video, this other video that they just recently did, the secret history of Halloween revealed. Like, this is where I'm pretty sure this is where I found the whole thing about Cupid. But yeah, they cover so much.
Mr. Hemi 4
so
SPD
much.
said, I grow a few sativa doms for the ladies, they like them for the cramps.
For the cramps. The Pope is hiding
Mr.
something
Hemi
ancient.
4 SPD
Yeah. See, they cover
said,
stuff that I cover
they
too.
run longest.
Which, you know, it's... Yeah, it's reassuring knowing that I'm not as crazy as I thought I was. Because I've been hearing over, like, the last, like, 5 or 6 years that I'm speaking nonsense, I'm crazy, and yeah, it's not under here, but they have a lot of stuff. In fact, got one here, the Illuminati, just not just a conspiracy theory. I mean, most of us know that the
Iridium
Illuminati
Kush
exists,
said,
but they
phone just disconnected.
uh-oh. But they you know, they use their guise of good works and stuff to hide what they're really doing.
Rusty Rivers said, you not crazy chaos, you're a smart dude.
That's the
Mr.
thing
Hemi
that drives
4
me
SPD
craziest.
said, hidden in plain sight.
Hidden in plain sight, exactly. Which is part of the whole reason between the separation of church and state. So they could go unhindered pushing their goals.
Samantha
The
P.
Illuminati
said,
and the
tell these
Freemasons.
things to have mental health professional and they'll have you on the vegetable pills / label you cray cray
Exactly.
quick.
That's the thing I'm worried about. It's like one day people in black suits are gonna show up, and I'm gonna know. And then y'all ain't never gonna hear from me again. If that happens,
Mr.
then
Hemi
y'all
4
know.
SPD said, for the
Like-
spells to work they have to tell you about them. Your job is to decipher the riddles.
Yep. I'm not easily brainwashed. I will admit I did succumb to some of the brainwashing. It has been very hellacious on me mentally and spiritually. Deprogramming the programming. And now that, and I'm still working through it. Like, there's still some programming in there that I fight. But for the most part, I've deprogrammed myself, and it was a lot of, I had to do a lot of self work, like a lot of intro thinking, and also just going out there and yeah, understanding. Once you understand why things are the way they are, it starts to
Greetings.
just like the saying goes, you know, you can either love a woman or understand a woman, but you can't do both. Once you understand things, it eventually comes to a point where
Mr.
you can
Hemi
either
4
love or you
SPD
just understand.
don't tell the
And-
system anything in record. It will be used against you.
The system
Primo Living
already
BC
know. The system's been
said,
watching us for a long time.
everybody learns from their mistakes, brother.
Yeah,
Like
see,
UFC fighters say, you win or you learn.
exactly. See, also, you can learn from other people's mistakes too, which is something I did growing up. I was never really one of those people who put myself out there. I was a at the back of the class kind of kid. It's like, so I did a lot of observing in my time, and watching people do things that got them in trouble. It's like, okay, I know not to do that. So you don't have to necessarily be told something is wrong.
MR
You
Hemi
can watch
4
something
SPD
do something,
said,
and then watch that person
the
get the shit
system
beat
is
out
not
of
here
them.
to serve or protect
Oh,
you.
no. No,
They are not your
anymore.
friends.
Not anymore, no. No. The system itself has never really been, never really been there to, it's just to, that's the overall to protect everybody. Their main job was to protect everybody, but it's become very...
It's too far
You know, we got all these protected groups out here now. All that's left is us little old white men. Us evil old white men. We fend for ourselves like we have been. That's the reason they want to get rid of us, because we're the ones that have always stood up when tyrannical governments come in and try and oppress motherfuckers. That's why they want to get rid of the white man.
Primo Living
Everybody
BC
else just
said,
submits and
exactly.
kicks up their
Peeing
leg
on
and
the
please,
electric fence is
master.
always a lesson best learned by
beat
watching
me."
someone
Yeah,
else do it.
exactly.
No need to put a hand on that stove. Ha ha ha.
It's like, that's hot. Oh yeah? I don't think so. Holy shit, it's hot! I told you, dumbass.
Samantha P.
Fuck. Come
said,
on, man.
I was really blessed to have mentors early in life that were telling me about the NWO at 14 years old.
See,
100% Hemi, you
I
actually have a health credit score most
heard.
PPL don't realize.
I had merely heard about them. I didn't know much about them.
Riggs Jr.
I didn't know their ties
said,
to the Freemasons.
The system is here to grape and pillage the man's resources and
Oh,
labor
it is
to
now,
provide for all
yeah.
who refuse to provide for themselves.
And why is that? Because we get emotionally weak motherfuckers in. You get communist, socialist pieces of shit in there, taken from the backs of hard-working motherfuckers to give a lifestyle to someone who, quite frankly, needs to get off their lazy ass and go fucking work instead. I don't agree with the welfare system. Like, it started out as a good idea, you know, but then they started dipping their hand in the honey pot, like with Social Security. I'm not going to see any of my Social Security. I'm not going to see any of my Medicaid or Medicare, whatever the fuck they take out, because they keep giving it to other motherfuckers. Now, I'd be more for these programs if it was indeed my money being set into something for me when I got old enough. But that's not the case. Other motherfuckers are benefiting off of my hard work, which isn't cool. So I say, you know, just get rid of the whole system altogether. There's too many people out there abusing it anyways that can get jobs. And it's just use the excuse, you're fucking lazy. No, get your ass out there, get a fucking job.
Riggs
Fuck.
Jr. said,
I'm tired of funding
we've always
people's
provided
lifestyles.
and protected, but now the benefits for doing so have been removed. This why I say Ghost Nation.
Why
Don't support
bother?
it.
Why bother protecting and providing for a society that
MR
doesn't
Hemi
need our
4
protection and
SPD
provision? We got
said,
traded in for
too many
big daddy
hogs at that
government in
trough
the
chaos.
streets.
Rusty
Literally.
Rivers said, when the white man eventually gets cornered, historically speaking, this world has never seen the homicidal, genocidal wanderlust that we have always wrought on this world. Samantha
Yeah,
P.
they have no fucking
said,
idea.
Not only that, but people that do use that system love to say it's their money anyway. But the fact of the matter is they use
Shit.
far more than they've ever
Yeah,
put in.
they do. They take more than they put in. It's like I've taken, but I've also put in. At one point in time, I
Vanessa
did, yes,
Kitty.
have to get food stamps.
Welcome to my channel,
But I'm no
Vanessa
longer on
Kitty.
those food stamps.
said.
Because I make too much.
Hi.
What's up, Vanessa Kitty? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. And it's freaking retarded. Like, who are these people to feel like they are entitled to my hard-earned money? It's like all these idiots that are fixing to benefit from the college debt shit. Like, I need a comprehensive list of everybody that's going to benefit from that, so I can show up at their door and take
Samantha
what
P.
money they took from
said,
me, or I'm getting my
That
dick
system
sucked.
was only sustainable because there were so many more children than there were adults.
Yeah.
Somewhere around double, I believe they've also talked about increasing the SS payments. Riggs Jr.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good either.
Said, if you wanna see what's coming down the pipe, watch the Comunita. They try their BS on them first.
Just look at China!
Seems they are using the Somalis and Mexicans now.
Well, duh.
Rusty Rivers. Said,
If they can't get one
Vanessa,
group to revolt,
you
they
got
gotta
over
get another
600
one.
subs? What you got for content? Primo Living BC. Said,
That's the thing.
that's why I retired at 35 and have been living off my pension. I'm a retired foreman pipe fitter. Current professional COD player and marijuana tester.
There you go. See, if I could land a job smoking different weeds, I'd be all for that. Shit.
I need to target something first.
I mean, honestly, if I get paid to
Riggs
do
Jr.
this.
Said, if you want to know why, look at the West's replacement rates. LOL.
Yeah, we're below replacement.
MR Hemi 4 SPD.
And you get
Said, live in RHE Dream
birth
Primo.
control and abortions and all that good stuff for that. That's the whole reason we're below the replacement rate. We're literally we've been going through like a Maoism 2.0, one child policy, except no child policy, where they scared women so much into not wanting to have kids by telling them they could die from it, that it's gonna ruin their lives. And they don't tell them, yeah, it'll ruin your lives if you have it with an irresponsible man. But they don't tell them that. They say, nah, go after fucking Mr. 666 out there. Don't worry, he gon' yeah.
MR Hemi 4
it's
SPD.
fucking retarded.
Said, I couldn't take full retirement, so I'm
It's
semi.
a self-perpetuating cycle caused by the Democrats. Funded by the Democrats. And then they point the finger at the other side and say,
Primo
it's
Living
their
PC.
fault. They're
Said,
the ones that have
I
been
would love to
doing
bust my
it.
butt working hard for a purpose. I'm not
Yeah.
going to sacrifice myself for a society that hates me. Rusty
It's
Rivers.
like, look at Russia right now, man.
Said,
We ain't
the
far
West is in
behind
a
these
slow
countries.
toilet flush.
Slow?
You are not going to wake up one day
Oh,
and find
sir.
zombie land. It's
That
happening slow.
train is chugging
MR Hemi
along.
4 SPD.
Full steam ahead.
Rusty, content not needed with titties.
Yeah, exactly.
Riggs Jr. Said,
I was
they'll
calling this
never
shit
address
out
the elephant
before
in the
I
corner
even
of the room,
started
so this
streaming.
train is going over
I
the
was
cliff.
calling this shit out 10
Rusty
years
Rivers.
ago.
Said, Hemi thumbs up.
Like, nothing good is coming this way from the Chinese. Like I said, like what's going on in Russia right now. Putin done said, we enacting a draft, motherfuckers. You about to get to it, and they're protesting. You know, back in the day, if there was a draft and you refused to sign up for the draft, you were either locked up
Samantha
or
P.
executed on the spot.
Said, hey Ms. Kitty, victory hand, medium light skin tone. Exactly, Riggs.
The
Primo,
people don't
you could always try
understand,
something
man.
that's not labor, slightly smiling face.
I
Primo
mean,
Living
if I could
BC.
get away with doing prawn, I
said,
probably would.
At Hemi I'm actually semi-retired myself. I do plumbing jobs on the side a few times per month. Just easy peasy stuff.
And trade jobs are going to be something that's going to be necessary forever. Like, they literally keep the world
Rusty
together.
Rivers.
If it wasn't for
Said,
tradesmen,
I do a lot of plumbing,
Ooh-wee.
Primo.
it's like I know the basics of most trades, so I'm to a degree covered.
MR Hemi 4 SPD. Said, same, only work for fam and friends. Love saving them money.
But we're not far behind. They gonna enact a freaking draft, and everybody gonna protest. Just like, and it's I'm just gonna sit back and laugh, mainly because I'm ineligible for being drafted. You know,
Samantha
I
P.
pissed off the military
said,
enough to where they
They
don't want
also
me
tell
back.
PPL that they should be ashamed because of overpopulation.
Yeah,
They exaggerate
the
about how much it will
overpopulation
cost.
thing.
They tell women that your body is going to be destroyed, etc.
I mean, the older you get, yeah, it is gonna get destroyed. It's hard. It's much harder to recover the older you are.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
It's like
said,
that's the thing.
the
They've
world
been
is nowhere near
lying.
overpopulated.
No, we're far from
Vanessa Kitty
overpopulated.
said, "Hi Rusty. No
We're
public
so
videos
far
yet.
from
I do post pics
overpopulated.
on my IG.
Yeah, we've been, I wouldn't say underpopulated, but the courtesy of abortion and all that stuff, you know, the birth rate has decreased drastically. They've been literally, you know, managed to talk women into living like men and tell them, you know, this is how it's supposed to be. We're the same.
Rusty Rivers
But
said,
when a woman
okay,
gets
Vanessa,
treated
just
like a
screening me for
man,
the boss.
no, Vanessa's cool. Vanessa came from bacon. It's just once you start going down this, you start noticing patterns and shit. It's gonna be great.
Primo
Watching the
Living BC
decline is gonna be amazing,
said,
and I'm just gonna sit back and
at
laugh.
Rusty Rivers, nice brother. I am a journeyman plumber.
I look
I
forward
don't tell
to it.
too many people about it though.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a favor.
Exactly.
I just tell them $500.
I
Usually
fuck
that's
up
a
by
good
telling
deterrent.
people I know how to do things.
Vanessa Kitty said, been here before Rusty. Always glad to answer questions.
Yeah, Vanessa's
Polska
cool.
Bob. Welcome to my channel.
Polska
Meridian
What's good, brother?
Said, phone disconnected again.
Ooh,
Don't want me listening.
clearly.
Samantha P. said, Hemi, if
The
we took away all the uninhabited land and gave everyone their own piece, it would be something like 2.5 acres of land.
Yep, I'd be fine with
Polska
2.5
Bob
acres of land.
said,
Shit.
Chaos 07. Rusty Rivers said,
I would be
Primo
totally
thumbs up.
okay with
Briggs
2.5 acres
JR.
of land.
said, she came from Bacon.
Yes.
Did you watch them do the deed?
No.
LMAO.
Oh my god.
Mr. Hemi
No.
4 SPD.
Bacon brought her
said,
over.
Ha ha ha. Plumbing is easy.
It is.
Shit
for the
flows
most
downhill.
part.
Payday on Thursday. Rusty Rivers said,
Farewell.
Yo Polska. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said, Sam, and that's at current pop rates. Primo Living
Oh
BC
shit.
said,
That's cool.
at Hemi it is not even close to overpopulated.
No, we are
When
so
people use
far
those
from.
talking points, you know they drink DHA Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they drink the commie Kool-Aid. That's all it is. Population control, eugenics, all of that stuff you hear about. Like Mr. 666, that whole thing came from eugenics pushing feminists. The same people that believe, you know, if two attractive people get together and try and have a kid, that kid's gonna come out looking attractive too. But in reality, you got
Vanessa
a 50-50
Kitty
chance of coming
said,
out ugly as fuck.
Have kids font have kids. Actually no one's business but your own.
Exactly.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said, if any Canadian thinks it's overpopulated, need to give their head a shake and look around them. Nothing but land, lots of
Yeah.
it.
Well, y'all
Rusty
got a lot of
Rivers
uninhabitable
said, we are
land, though.
underpopulated. We
Oh.
are running out of people.
Well, we're not. There's a couple of groups out there that are far from underpopulated. They're well above the population.
Polska Bob said,
They're having like 6 and
Vanessa,
8
did you
kids
see
per
that
family.
Bandmate dropped a new song the other day? Primo Living
And
BC
that's the thing, you know.
said,
All this stuff's
at
been
Hemi
getting
plumbing
pushed
is not that easy or we wouldn't be able
in
to
Western
charge
culture.
so much. The concept is simple,
It's not
I'll give
being
you that.
pushed
It's
in
like
these other
shotgun a beer.
cultures where people's skin color is
Primo Living
predominantly
BC
yellow and brown.
What's up Polska, clinking beer
Starts
mugs.
to make think,
Vanessa
doesn't it?
Kitty said, no Bob. I will look it up.
As it said in,
I do
as,
like
as,
them.
as it said in that one Hammerhand stream, they're trying
Briggs
to
JR
get rid of everything involving
At one point I
the
wanted me a
Western
fresh
culture.
of the boat German farm girl. But the ones I came across were the rejects.
Oh, das Feminazi, ja ja ja.
Polska Bob said, I wanna get Vanessa hold on.
Well, wait, hold on, what? You wanna get Vanessa hold on? Wait, what? What did I miss? God damn it. What did I just miss? I wanna get Vanessa. Oh. I guess he wants to get you on one of his streams.
Samantha P. said. I agree, it is nobody's business, Kitty. It certainly is no one's business to try to shame individuals because they want to have children.
That's the part that pisses me off.
There lies
It's
the
like,
issue.
Who are you to shame
Primo
this
Living
person?
BC said. At Hemi, my cousin is an electrician. We bust each other's chops constantly. Vanessa Kitty said. LOL. Rusty Rivers said. Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles.
Ja, ja, ja. Good times
Primo
for
Living
all.
BC said. At Rusty, are you
Living in
Dutch?
the Unverfouten.
Samantha P. said. They
No, it's a
actually have a
back
fair
hitting.
amount of Amish Germans in Belize. Those ladies will be a little less westernized.
Yeah, you want to find a wife, you got to move to an Eastern country. Unfortunately, those
Vanessa
Eastern
Kitty
countries are communist countries.
Indeed, Samantha. Some can never have children.
Anyways.
Polska Bob said.
When we know
https://youtube.be/e_bef1c0 spy.
6 times 6 times 6.
Riggs Jr.
So this whole
said,
thing, 666 is the number.
Kinda breaks my heart what's happening to the country my family originated from.
It does.
Primo Living BC
I would.
said,
I want to see things
Club
get back
Vendor
on the
Sex.
track,
So
Vanessa
are we at the end of
Kitty
the age? Yes, we are. We're
said,
on the right
I
track.
have done and do plenty in this life.
And in the end of these ages is always a very chaotic, disruptive, transitional period.
Rusty
We're already
Rivers
beginning to get into the rumblings
said,
of this disruption.
Yes,
But we
Primo,
don't
as far
understand
as my
because we
heritage,
forgot
I'm just a big redneck living in Mississippi.
Time.
Vanessa Kitty
My name is Timothy Albrino,
said,
and you are watching
Ty Bob,
Productions.
I will watch in a few.
What I try to do is to tell that story from beginning to end. Again, that story that began to
Riggs Jr.
ruminate in my heart
said,
back in the Amazon. And
I
came
need to
out of
learn
me when I
German,
was
but by
writing
the
this
time
book.
I do that they'll switch to
believe
Arabic.
that
Oops, did I say that?
It's a very timely
Vanessa Kitty
book because we are in
said,
fact
Oh,
living
no doubt.
Bob got a band-made video for
of
me.
the age.
Doubt.
And that doesn't mean that the end of the age is tomorrow.
Well, yeah, there's a band
In
named
fact, I
Kitty
believe we
out
can
there.
calculate
They came out in like the
the end of the
90s.
And in fact, by calculating the end of the age, I mean we can calculate the number of the beast,
They were a screamo band.
which we're told to do
MR
in
Hemi 4
Revelation.
SPD
The number of the beast is
said,
not 666
learn
or
Cantonese or Mandarin.
666.
Yeah, learn Mandarin because
The
that's
number
where
of the
we're
beast is the
going.
number of a man, 6. Why is the number of a man 6? Because God created man on the 6th
Primo
day.
Living
The number of the
BC
man is 6.
said,
So it's not
At Rusty
666
Nice,
or 666.
I'm the
Well,
same,
it is 666,
just in
but
Canada.
It's not 666
Samantha
as a whole
P.
number. It's
said,
6.
Did you guys know that there are
Six.
roughly half the amount of
6.
Germans in America,
So
German descendant Americans, in the US?
Yeah, because
Nearly
they
half,
all.
if not more than half of the entire population of Germany.
Yeah, because a good deal of them ran away to frickin' South America and Ukraine because they were going to be charged for crimes against humanity. Anybody involved in the Nazi army was going to be charged for crimes against humanity. So of course they're going to run. A good deal of them ran to South America.
Polska
A good
Bob
deal of them ran to the Ukraine.
said,
Hell, they're still living in the
Hemi,
Ukraine today.
Riggs, Primo,
The fucking
Rusty,
their
Sam,
ruler
07.
is a fucking Nazi, but nobody talks about that. Like Nazism is still alive to this day. Literally, we're watching Jews kill other Jews right now. Over there in Russia and Germany, or Russia and Ukraine. Because that's what's inhibited over there. After the
Riggs
Bolshevik, people
Jr.
don't understand. After the
said,
Bolshevik Revolution,
My
they
family
wiped
left
out
Hamburg in
a shit
1875.
ton of the actual
My great-grandma
people,
was
the
first-gen
locals.
American. Primo Living BC
Like, you want to talk
said,
about a Holocaust?
Polska clinking beer mugs.
Dude, the Christians especially, they were hunted
MR Hemi
down
4
like
SPD
dogs by the
said,
Bolsheviks.
Western Canada is full of Germanic and Ukrainians.
Uh,
Polska Bob
yeah.
said, The Nazis didn't lose World War II. Germany did. The Nazis all came here. Operation Paperclip.
Pretty much.
MR Hemi 4
They realized
SPD.
they were going to lose, and
When
Said,
you have three numbers like
yes,
that, 6,
Bob.
6, and 6, and you're told to calculate those numbers, what do? And it's universal, by the way.
There's
Mathematics,
no
way.
universal
Vanessa Kitty
across the globe. When
said,
you have three numbers like that,
some of
and
my
you
relatives
calculate
are from
them, you
Germany
always
generations back.
Multiply
MR Hemi 4
6
SPD.
times 6
said,
times 6.
and they run the world
216,
today. Fourth
which is a
Reich.
derivative
fuck is the
of
well, that's what's being
2,160, which is the
what's
exact
being ushered
number
in
of
is
years.
the Fourth Reich. That's what's being ushered in is the Fourth Reich right now. We are seeing the ushering in of the Fourth Reich, and the white man is the
Vanessa Kitty
culprit.
said, mostly Danish and English in my branch.
That's the thing. People ain't they ain't listen. Either they are listening and they're just missing it. But I'm the language says it all. The implications are there. The white man is going to be the next Holocaust. And it's going to be perpetuated by progressives and Democrats and rhinos. And eventually, once that's been dealt with, all them people of color are going to turn on the other white people that were throwing the other white people under the bus. And then that's going to be the end of it. Because these fucking Marxist indoctrinated retards, they hate themselves so fucking much that they have to project their hatred of themselves onto everybody else. These idiots got into
Polska
fucking
Bob
power.
said, Chaos, are we gonna stream tomorrow night?
Primo
Primo Living BC said, how about the city of Denver giving free money to the homeless but no
Like,
men,
what the
only woman
fuck?
and gender non-conforming?
Hey, what the
Will
fuck
you
kind of
cut your
sexist
junk off for
bullshit is
500
that?
bucks?
No, you just say I identify. And if they deny, you fucking hit them with the same shit. See, these policies and rules and shit are people like me. No, I will fucking manipulate the system. I will make them look so fucking ridiculous, taking advantage of their system and making them look ridiculous. So I've already started it. Oh, you don't agree with me? Oh, you're a fucking racist then. Oh, you don't agree with me, lady? Oh, you're a misandrist. I don't like doing eye for an eye, but it's at a point where eye for an eye is fucking needed. And I'm about to go tooth for a tooth too. Fuck it. It's like these people need to be shown how ridiculous they are. And if I gotta do a little self-deprecation in order
Vanessa
to make that
Kitty
happen, then so be
said,
it. I'm okay with
what
that.
video is playing lower right corner?
Okay, so this video is 666 is not what people think. It is from End Times Productions here on YouTube. They
Primo Living
cover a
BC
lot of
said,
That it
biblical
takes
man-hating
stuff.
feminists have gotten into these positions
one
of power and
processional
wield it
age,
to
which is how the
destroy.
ancients
Oh, but,
used
and they got in. They started.
Christ,
They started with lawyers,
his birth
and
corresponded
those
with the age of
lawyers
Pisces.
wrote
Again,
pushed
inaugurating
laws
the age of
that
Pisces. That's why
basically
Jesus was represented
this stuff's
by a
important
fish.
though.
Because the fish
I'm gonna
is
shut up all
the
this
symbol of
plays.
Pisces. And the early Christians knew that the age of Pisces had been inaugurated with the birth of the Son of God, with the birth of the Messiah. And so
Riggs
Pisces,
Jr.
the fish,
said,
became the symbol of Christ.
Hemi
in
the
the
Third
early
got
church.
pretty far if you look
It was
into
the
it.
age of Christ.
They
the age of
almost
Pisces.
struck
And Jesus said
NYC.
at the end of the age,
Vanessa Kitty
what age was he referring to?
Said,
This one.
and math teachers are
This
racist.
age, the one in
LOL.
which
No, not
he
just
was
math
born.
teachers. Your
end
science
of
teachers
this
are
age,
racist too, because
these things
apparently
will happen.
science
Rusty Rivers
and
Calculate the
math
number of
was
Said,
created by white
The
people.
twin engines of history are warming up.
Again,
War
in
and
the ancient
revolution.
world, you
We
could take
just
that
don't
zero
know
off, it
where
still
and when the
represents
pressure
same number.
cooker is going to
2,160.
explode.
Well, the revolution has been
It's
going
the
on. The revolution's
duration
been
of
going on since the
processional
civil
age.
rights
So-
movement
so
here in America.
Literally, the beast. When is the beast going to arise?
Oh, the beast has
End
already arose.
Of the age of Pisces.
We're coming up on the end.
When is the end of the age of Pisces?
age.
2,160 years from the inauguration of the age of Pisces, from the birth of Christ, who was born sometime around 4 BC. So you calculate from the birth of Christ 2,160 years, we're in the year 2022. So you add on the 4 BC, because Jesus wasn't born on 1 AD, he was born probably around 4 to 5 BC, so that puts us around really 2026 or thereabouts. So 2026, 25 years since the birth of Christ, and an age has
Rusty
2,160
Rivers.
Garfield,
years.
damn.
We're getting pretty
All
close,
revolutions,
but it's not
true
tomorrow,
revolutions,
right?
are
People
class
get mad at me for
warfare.
saying that, but
Pretty
it's
much.
not
Well,
tomorrow. It's at the end
to
of
a
the
degree.
age of Pisces, the transition into the age of Aquarius. So,
The
and what's really fascinating is that you have
first revolution, the
Yuval
revolution we
Noah
had here
Harari,
was just trying to get away from our
famous
tyrannical government and high
proponent of
taxes.
transhumanism, who's like the spokesperson for the global elite as it pertains to transhumanism, and Harari is out there saying that we are the last generation of Homo sapiens. He says 100 to 200 years from now, the Earth will be populated by post-human species. Is it coincidental that Harari's projections correspond to the end of the age? And Armageddon and the beast making war with God, the post-human army?
I mean, they've
It's
been
not
making war
coincidental.
with God. The beast
That at the
system, the
end of the age,
Vatican,
even
the
according
to
Roman
Rusty
Catholic
Rivers,
Church, they've been
said,
making war
in
with the.
American
let's say
Revolution
2000
was
Yeah.
misnamed.
2000
It was a war for
25 years
independence,
from the birth
not
of
a
Christ,
revolution.
And
Yeah, we were
the
just
end of the
literally
age
trying to get
isn't-
away from a
isn't
tyrannical
until
government. Basically, what
2160 years,
literally
then Harari's
what we're
prediction
trying to
about
escape
the
is being
end of
ushered in
humanity and the rise
again.
of a post-human species puts us right at the
Because
end
people
of the
don't
age
know how to be self-reliant. They'd rather be
when we
reliant
know
on Big Daddy
the beast is
government.
coming, according to the calculation
that's
of
the
numbers.
issue.
6 times
It's like
6
I
times
started
6.
saying, you hear
So this
someone
whole
say
thing of
government
666
needs to
is
do
no,
more,
it's 6
punch
times
that
6 times 6.
motherfucker in the throat.
See, it's
Tell
the
him, shut the
precessional
fuck
number of
up.
age, the age of Pisces. We know
And
when the
then,
beast will rise at the age of
Yeah,
Pisces.
go on about your business.
So, are we at
Where
the
the
end of the
fuck
age?
is this cave
Yes, we are.
entrance?
We're at the beginning of the end of the age. And in the end of these ages is always a very chaotic, disruptive, transitional period. And we're already beginning to get into the rumblings of this disruption. And so everything is like culminating toward the end of the age of Pisces. This isn't astrology. This is astronomy. And this is how the ancients calculated the ages, including the ancient
Astrology
Hebrews, who
is-
used the Mazzaroth. And the Mazzaroth was the...
Yeah.
This is not
Mysticism
astrology, making
talk.
predictions about your life and so forth. That's astrology. This is
Samantha P.
astronomy.
said,
Where the fuck is this
My
cave
maiden
entrance?
name legit so
to-
German grinning
to
face with
confirm
sweat
this
close to
position
her
for
wolf,
those who
famous
don't
wolf,
think that
legendary wolf, wise
using
and
these kinds of
strong.
predictions based
My
on
mother is
precession,
Swedish
equinox, and so forth
/Irish.
is biblically
That's the
valid.
majority
I
anyway.
would challenge people with something
Rusty
that nobody
Rivers
yet that I'm
said,
aware of has
Women
has
have been
realized
voting our
regarding the
freedoms
birth of
away
Christ.
for
So
80
the birth of
years
Christ
Literally.
in exchange for safety and
corresponded with
security,
the
out of fear.
age of
And
Pisces,
they
the
replaced
inauguration of the age of
a
Pisces.
good man for
What
that.
most people don't realize is that there is a
There's
prophecy
a-
in the
I
Old
think it's in
Testament that tells us
Ezekiel.
exactly when
It
Christ
says,
was born.
"Do not let women lead, for they
And it's
shall
no
destroy
wonder
kings
that
and kingdoms."
That the astronomers
We've been letting
from
women
the
lead
East, the wise men from the
And our
60
Hemi
years
4
here in
SPD
America.
that Christ was born.
said,
Look at
And
where
this is
we're
part
at.
of the
False
reason why-
security.
Part of the reason why
Oil
the
security
great
is
king,
toxic.
the eternal king, had been
Oh, of
born.
course.
Riggs Jr.
Because they were watching the sky.
said,
These
The
astronomers.
name that was brought
these
over was
ancient
Housegiled.
Middle Eastern
Samantha P.
astronomers, I should say these
said,
Near Eastern.
I have a feeling
ancient
it's
Near
less
Eastern
about
astronomers.
genuine safety and more
There's
about
a
immediate
story
resources.
in the
It
Old
is.
Testament,
Primo
very famous
Living
story
BC.
Like literally, the
said,
good man got
Our
Our
replaced.
political leader up here in Canada
which
recently
Abraham
allocated
takes
$100 million
Isaac
of tax dollars to
sacrifice,
alphabet indoctrination.
Yeah,
I would be so
your
angry
new,
if I was paying into the system like I used to.
Your new dictator is
our
no
Hemi 4 SPD
different than Trudeau.
Said. Like that one that got beheaded holding her restraining order as a shield.
Yeah, just like that one. But yeah, that new the new Fuhrer of can't commie to land. He ain't no different than Trudeau. He's just as effeminate, just as fucking weak, just as on the on the Chinese dick as Trudeau was. He's just better at hiding it. Now his true colors show by handing out fucking taxpayer funded shit to these fucking degenerate soup group motherfuckers. That in my eyes, they ain't even humans anyways, because they dehumanize themselves.
They still want provisions and protections. They just want to cut their responsibilities to the man and family and still get their cash and prizes.
That's all feminism did. It took away a vast majority of the responsibilities of women and just dumped it into men's laps and walked away. It's like the pigeon that fucks up the chessboard and struts around like it thinks it won. That's literally what feminism did. It's Peter Pan syndrome. And because of feminism, men have basically gone into a Peter Pan syndrome type thing. Where it's like...
Who got chaos I'll spun up, he needs a bong head.
I'm fixing to take one. I'm passionate. I'm not spun up, I'm passionate. Because
that piece of paper kept her safe, lol.
I've been watching
Samantha P.
the destruction of my...
Oh yes, that's super German too. If it sounds like you're coughing when you're saying the name, it's legit. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. Primo Living BC.
Like there's a lot of people...
rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Or, I don't know what. But no, I would still be under the guise of feminism means equality had I not started asking questions. And then, after listening to early predominant feminists,
Riggs Jr.
and then listening to Karl Marx...
But what they also did was take the chains of provision off men and hang them around their own neck. BC, they believed being in the workforce was somehow better than being Susie Homemaker.
Yep, because, it's because the feminists basically said you're doing all this work and not getting paid.
Iridium Kush.
But yet...
Ich spreche Deutsch und leite 6 Monaten als ich in der Universität ging.
Working himself to death to provide for the family. To make sure she had everything she needed. That was the payout. That was the pay. You had a fucking roof over your head. You didn't have to go to work. Everything was fucking provided for you. All you had to do was keep the house clean and take care of the goddamn kids. What's so fucking... I would love to be a stay-at-home husband. Shit!
Rusty Rivers said, Cool Kush.
It's like, make it make sense. But yeah, when you listen to the early feminists, and I'm not talking to the broads here, I'm talking about the broads that came from across the pond. Listen to what they say, and then listen to Marx, and you quickly realize feminism is Marxism. It's just different boogeymen. Whereas Marxism, it's capitalism is the boogeyman. Well, you read the Communist Manifesto, swap out capitalism, replace patriarchy. They don't even know what the fuck patriarchy is. They're going off of a fucking feelings-based belief of what it is.
I wish I could read that Kush. My family let all the old country traditions and the language go away.
Yeah.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD.
Dude, I did go the right fucking way, didn't I?
Because they got brainwashed. Homemaker was demeaning slave labor.
Yeah, literally. They equated it to slave labor. And it's like, you have a fucking roof over your head you don't have to pay for. Everything is provided for.
Vanessa Kitty.
Fuck, man, that's a fucking deal. Is that a raw deal? I mean, that sounds like such a raw deal, you know?
It says, I speak German and lived there when I was in college.
It sounds like such a raw deal, but it's not. Fuck, like I said, I'd love to be a stay-at-home husband. Shit. My mom, she was a stay-at-home mom for most good deal of my life. You know what? She cleaned on the weekends. Other than that, she sat around all fucking day, watched TV, cooked dinner. My dad didn't complain. Hell, he was too drunk to complain anyways.
Said Kush 07.
But that's a different, yeah. But still, it's like my grandma was a stay-at-home for a long time until she got
Riggs
older. The kids
Jr.
got out, and she went to
said,
work.
I understood the college bit, but only that. Kush, is there a
college is
program
a
out there
joke.
that would help me learn the language properly?
Rosetta
Iridium
Stone.
Kush said. At Polska Bob 07. Bingus.
Rosetta
said,
Stone is a really
I
good
thought
program.
that was you chaos for a sec in the bottom right of the screen.
No.
Riggs Jr.
I need to get back into playing this
said,
video though.
Maybe if I knew the language I
make
could
a
read the
sacrifice to
labels on
God.
my BMW.
And Abraham
Samantha
doesn't realize
P.
that the sacrifice is going
said,
to be his son.
So
his
Erstonlik,
only
das
son,
SIEDs
his beloved
Erfahrung
son.
machen könnten. Iridium
And
Kush
when he finds out
said,
that the
Listen
sacrifice
to
that
Chaos
God is
Rosetta
requiring
Stone.
of him is his only son, his beloved son, his only
Rusty
begotten
Rivers
son.
I'm so lost.
said, I used to teach
Then
Latin many years ago,
he is
Kush,
distressed,
but
right?
I'm
And he
familiar
has to
with German,
sacrifice his
Greek,
son.
and Romantic
But because
languages.
Abraham was faithful,
MR
Yeah.
Hemi 4
I
SPD.
started learning
that
French.
God
said,
had given him
College
that
is
son,
unnecessary
because
for
It is.
75% of the
wife-
jobs
It's
out
very
there.
unnecessary.
I'm gonna
Half the shit I
reload
learn
it.
in
And
school is
God
irrelevant
Welcome
to what
to
I
my
do
channel.
nowadays.
to life miraculously
Polska
to
Bob.
produce
What's up, Manly?
Abraham's
How you
son.
doing, brother?
Is
His
the butt high
promised son,
stuttering a
remember,
little
God had
bit?
promised the son to
Iridium Kush.
Abraham. What I'm trying
That's
to
all,
do right now
folks.
is
At
to
Samantha P. Bit
cause
Bit.
people to make the connections
Commonly
between
reloaded.
Abraham's promised son
Said,
and the promised son of the Father,
What's up,
Jesus.
peeps? I've been
right?
playing PZ
Become our son.
multiplayer, so cannot
So,
multitask unless in
Because that's what
safe
the
zone.
story is depicting. It's
Vanessa
predicting
Kitty
the Gospels,
said,
the message of the Gospel.
Home
so
still
Abraham
needs
takes his
cleaning
son
whether
up
you're home
to the
or not.
mountain, and of course
Samantha
prepares the
P.
altar,
said,
and
Toll,
it's time
das
to
du
make
dies
the
Erfahrung
Literally,
machen contest
Isaac
carrot.
says,
My dad's
"Where's the
soul
Rusty
animal we're going to
Rivers
sacrifice?"
only
So you
role,
can
like, he
imagine
wasn't much of a
Abraham
father
Hey,
figure.
Emily.
streaming down
He
his
was the
face.
provider
MR
and the
Hemi 4
disciplinary
SPD.
role. That was it.
Said,
And Isaac
Bananaman.
loved
Commonly
God,
reloaded.
loved the God
Said,
of his father.
Hey,
and,
Rusty.
And just like a
Commonly
lamb,
reloaded.
of course,
My mom,
Said,
yeah, she was,
Hemi.
Jesus,
she fed
like a
us.
lamb going
Made
to
sure we had
slaughter,
clothes.
Said,
willingly submitted
bananas.
himself to this sacrifice.
Commonly
And
reloaded.
That's about it.
Said,
So he lays him down
Being
When it
Yes.
came to
on the altar,
morals,
Riggs
ethics,
Jr.
values, principles,
Abraham
I
raises
got all
his
that from my
hand.
Right time to
grandparents.
wash my
plunge his knife into his son's heart
and head off
so
to
that he
work.
can become a burnt
I'll
offering.
leave the stream audio on.
And just as
All
Abraham
right.
was
Samantha
about
P.
to plunge this knife into
said,
Isaac,
I'm in the
There
victory
we
hand
go.
medium
don't
light
do
skin
that.
tone.
Stop.
MR Hemi 4 SPD.
And
Said, cleaning
Abraham, to
service
his
worth every
surprise,
penny.
discovers
Iridium
that
Kush
God had indeed
said,
provided a sacrifice.
At Bingus Adam and Lee Reloaded. Good
It was
evening.
a ram.
Vanessa Kitty.
And the
said,
ram's
LOL.
horns were stuck in the bushes. Okay? Picture this ram with his horns are stuck, and the ram's caught in the bushes. And obviously, to Abraham's great relief, God had
Primo Living
provided
BC
a sacrifice.
said,
It wasn't Abraham's
Hands
son,
down,
it was
the worst
his
girlfriend
son.
I ever had
And
was
that's what that ram
university
represented.
educated.
Bruh.
The
I
best
always
girlfriend
wondered
I
about
ever
that
had only
story, and I
spoke like
thought,
10
Jesus is
words of
called the
English.
Lamb of God, over and over and over.
Iridium
The
Kush.
best
was
ones
it a
I've ever
ram?
had are the
Said,
ones that actually
and
approached me
Asterisk
first.
good afternoon.
Why was it a
Commonly
ram?
reloaded. Said,
And the answer
why wash
turns
your
out
balls
to be
before
very
work?
intriguing.
Just like all the
Golden all
others.
salty.
Because
Iridium
that
Kush.
ram
You left
with
me
its
for the
head stuck in the
friend.
bushes
At Primo Living BC.
was
Don't doubt
a
that.
symbol,
Bingus.
an
Said,
astronomical
good
symbol
afternoon,
of
Iridium.
when
Polska
Christ
Bob.
would come. When
Said,
God, when the
Amanli
sacrifice that
07.
God was providing
Commonly
would show
reloaded.
up. When
Said,
his son
Hey
would
Kush,
come
what's happening?
to be the sacrifice for the sins of men, for the sin of the world. And how does that prefigure the coming of Christ and pinpoint
Commonly
when
reloaded.
Christ will arrive?
Said,
Because it has
Polska
to
Bro.
do with the procession
Primo
of the
Living
equinox.
BC.
And I'm not going to go into
Said,
the whole procession of the equinox
At
here,
Iridium
but,
Kush,
the Earth
absolutely, brother.
is tilted on an angle, and it wobbles. And that wobble, which is very slow, takes 26,000 years to complete a whole procession, very slowly turning on its axis, and that wobble takes 26,000 years. That's called the Great Year.
Oh, that's a
But
dead end.
the ancients had divided the ages
Polska
into
Bob.
the signs of the
Said,
zodiac. 12
Vanessa
signs of the zodiac.
Bandmaid is
And so
starting
those were
USA tour
those
in
were the-
October. They'll be in the West Coast. I know they'll
processional
be in
houses.
Chicago
The
after
ages,
Thanksgiving.
Each age was divided into 12
Commonly
houses,
reloaded.
and each one of those those
Dude
periods of
just
time,
saved
those
my
Sorry
ages
if I
are
missed
bacon.
anyone
designated by
out.
a symbol.
Hello.
Now, people say, well, that's pagan, that's the zodiac. No, because the ancient Hebrews had the same exact calendar, but it was called the Mazzaroth. It's the same one. Okay, so it's not pagan. Remember that the book of Genesis says that the stars and the heavenly bodies are given for times and seasons. That's what we're talking about. So, and this gets a little complicated, so I'll try and condense it. But the way that you determine what age you're in is based on the vernal equinox. And the vernal equinox is the spring equinox. So if you look due east during the vernal equinox, the spring equinox, and you're looking right where the sun is about to rise, there's going to be a constellation sitting on the horizon that's slowly rising. The sun is coming up right
Samantha
behind
P.
it. This is
said,
how the ancients determined
Speaking
what
of a
age
touring
they were
band,
in.
I've been trying
That
to find tickets
constellation
for High Lung, but the only
corresponds
available
to one
live
of the
show
signs
is
of
out
the
your
zodiac,
way.
or the Mazzaroth.
Straight face, at Polska.
That sign
MR Hemi 4 SPD.
delineates the age in which you
said,
are currently in.
Nothing
Whatever
beats
sign
clean
that is, right now, if
balls.
you look due east,
Primo
on the vernal
Living
equinox, you're
BC.
going to see Pisces,
Said,
because we are in the age
Hey
of
Emily
Pisces.
brother.
So that's how you determine the age in which you're in. Now, that's the age, the marker of the age. Behind this constellation is
Polska
the previous
Bob
age, the sign of the
said,
previous age. So
Never
that
hear of
previous
them,
age
Sam.
is below the horizon. And whatever that previous age is, it's being covered as it rises by the sun. The sun is now here, so you can't see that constellation, okay? It's being consumed in the sun, all right? And the ancients, including the Inca and all different cultures around the world, considered that constellation that's rising covered with the sun to be a sacrificial sign. It's being sacrificed in the
Emily
sun, in
Reloaded
the fire of the sun. Indeed,
said,
they would say that it's
Hey,
that it
Primo.
is affixed to the sacrificial post. Why? Because as that constellation rises, you can't see it because the sun is consuming it. So you have the sun consuming the sacrificial sign, right? And above it, you have the sign indicating what age you're in. So,
Primo Living BC.
going
said,
back to the story,
I need to be going
That
up, not
documentary
down.
Zeitgeist was a great
God
flick.
provides
It
I
was.
rewatch
a
it about
ram.
once per year to keep up.
a ram
Emily Reloaded.
as the sacrifice.
Said, Suck on my
rather
chocolate
than
salty.
Isaac, rather than Isaac for Abraham. So, why is it a ram? Why is it not a lamb? Jesus is called the Lamb of God over and over again. Why is it not a lamb? Because that ram
Emily
is a
Reloaded.
time marker.
Said, all three Zeitgeists was great.
During the age of Pisces, at the dawning of the age of Pisces, when you looked due east on the
MR
vernal
Hemi
equinox,
4 SPD.
and Pisces is
said,
rising above
Why
the
are they chocolate?
You bitches
You
can't
wipe
get me.
back
Which
to front?
constellation do you suppose is affixed to the sacrificial post?
Ah, shit, I'm about to die, Ah!
The ram.
All because I can't get to that stupid
Aries,
quest.
the ram, is being sacrificed during the age of Pisces. So, the ram that God had provided to be the sacrifice that represented his son, Jesus of Nazareth, that would come to be the sacrifice for our sins,
Let
which
me
was
get that
being
out from
played
behind
out
that skull and
in
shit.
Abraham and Isaac.
Emily
That
Reloaded.
ram
Said,
not
I watch
only
too
was the
much South
sacrifice
Park
that
I
Abraham
forget to
used
wash.
as the burnt offering, but it was also the zodiacal symbol of the age in which
Bingus
the Son of
said,
God would
That
appear on
stupid
the earth
Pisces
as the
meme is
sacrifice
pissing me
for man.
off.
And it was a ram. It was Aries.
Bingus.
And so,
Said,
if you were an astronomer
It's fucking everywhere.
and you
Samantha
understood that
P.
story, you would have it
It
interpreted
sure
because it
is.
was meant to
I'd
be
say
interpreted.
it's more
You would
than
have
just a band,
interpreted
it's
that
an
story,
experience.
that the
At
sacrifice,
Polska, not for everyone and has
the
kind of a
Father's
dark
Son,
Viking sound to
was
them.
coming.
Not
The
sure if you're
sacrifice
into
for our
that type
sin
of stuff.
was coming
Slightly
at the
smiling
dawn
face.
Like a Mon
of the
Amarth?
age
Primo Living BC.
of Pisces.
Said, Also Team America.
When the ram,
I just saw that for the
Aries,
first
was
time about
affixed
2 years
to the
ago.
sacrificial post,
Lucky we saved the
being
day,
sacrificed
after
by
they
the
destroy
sun,
everything rolling on the floor
a time
laughing.
based on the precession of the equinox. So you would have known had you been an ancient Near Eastern astronomer and familiar with the story of Abraham and Isaac, you would have interpreted that this king, this Son of God, would show up at the dawning of the age of Pisces. When was Christ born? Coincidentally, at the beginning, the inauguration of the age.
Of course,
Pisces.
I'm going the right way now, I think.
Time.
Or not. Never mind.
Right on time. As it was prefigured in the sacrifice
Commonly
of
reloaded.
the ram in the story
Said,
Where the fuck am I
I
going?
want to see
Abraham
Austrian Death Machine.
and Isaac.
Oh, I
There's
love
a
Austrian
whole
Death
lot of stuff like
Machine.
that all throughout the Bible. See, it's astronomical, and when you say
This is
astronomical,
the kind of
what you're
bullshit
dealing with
talk about.
is time.
Oh, hit the wrong
Time.
way.
So
Oh, hit the wrong
it's
way.
just a beautiful prefiguration, not only of the story of the gospel, but
And now I
also
know where
it's
I
a
need to
time
go.
marker when the Son of God, his beloved Son, because God tells Abraham, take your son, your beloved son.
I'm on Skyrim
Right?
physics, you fuck. No.
So God is saying, I'm going to provide my beloved son. I'm going to send my beloved son to be the sacrifice for your sins. And he's coming, by the way. I'll tell you when he's coming.
You know what?
The age
Can I
of
revive
Pisces.
myself here?
When the age of Pisces, when Pisces is
I'll
rising above
take
the
the
horizon
fucking-
on the vernal equinox, and the ram is being sacrificed in the sun, that's when
Yes,
my son is coming.
I will
And
deal with
Jesus
the hit.
says,
I will find a
At
merchant
the
and
end
repair
of
my
his
shit.
age, Pisces,
Polska Bob. Said,
the beast is going to rise, and all these
GD
things
if the
are going to happen
taco
here.
joint
And then
is
in the
too
book of
packed for me
Revelations,
to wait and get some
calculate the
food.
number of the beast, and what do we do?
Commonly reloaded.
6
said,
times 6 times 6
Tim
is a
got
precessional
arrested for
number of
hiring a
age.
hitman on his wife
get-
LMAO, what a boob.
Two-
Bingus.
216, 2,160.
I felt
The beast
left
is
out
coming
when
at the end of
Chaos
the
said
age.
hi to everyone except
God
me,
is
Goblin.
telling us
Wait, what?
Samantha
when all
P.
these things are going to happen.
I've said hi
said,
to everybody. What are you
Not
talking
quite
about?
like
we
I'm on a
don't
Mars.
understand
That
because
has
we
growling
forgot
and electric guitar
how
slash
to
drums.
use the celestial
This is all
timepiece.
natural instruments and yes, very
But
pure.
the
Immo,
astronomers
Denheim is also very
From
good.
Mesopotamia,
Primo Living
didn't forget.
BC.
What you on about?
Said,
I
They showed
said
up
hi
in
to
Christ.
At Samantha
everybody.
P. I
because they
know
read
of
the
them,
signs.
Sam.
And
They are
the
very good.
Dawning of the age of
Like
Pisces
Lord
was just one
Runa.
of the signs. There's some other things
Polska
going on
Bob.
as well that indicate
Said,
When
that
did this-
Christ was
Sam,
gonna be
do
born.
they do
When
that
the fuck-
crazy
See, this
mass
is the
pit
thing.
thing where
This
they
is the
all
thing.
dropped in the
In
floor
order
and
to
pretend
interpret a
like
lot
they're
of the prophecy,
Vikings?
You have to understand the procession.
Samantha
Going on
P.
Probably because I didn't
astronomy.
hear
Said,
it.
I
But
barely
welcome to the
understand.
stream,
Amon
sir.
Mark Carrot.
Tons of
It's
Yes.
nothing personal. I
Primo.
probably just
Yes,
didn't hear
it's
your
very
name.
similar to Ward
We
Runa.
haven't figured out yet because we forgot how
Bingus.
to interpret the stars. The
Said,
conversation
when I
you
joined,
heard
you didn't
today,
say
the
anything
content of
LMAO,
this
it's
I didn't
fine.
even hear
is
it, dude.
detailed in my book, Birthright. The coming post
I've got this video going in my ear. I've got the TTS going at the same time.
You can follow me on
So-
YouTube. My channel is just my name, Timothy Alberino. I have a Birthright
Samantha
lecture
P.
series. It's a lecture
said,
series based on the
yes,
content of the
the
book
rowing.
that is
At
ongoing. That is
Polska.
a really good companion
Primo
to,
Living BC.
to the book, and obviously the
said,
lecture series is free. So
At
you can
Samantha
follow me
P. I have
on
about
YouTube. You
5
can also
Vikings
follow me on
playlist on my
Instagram
music app for when I
and
play
Twitter.
Warzone.
My handle is always the
Bingus.
same, Timothy
said,
Alberino.
You setting something up, I'm JK.
Nah, I'm not setting anything up. Alright, that is the end of that video. And that was from End Times
MR Hemi 4
Productions.
SPD.
They put out a lot of
said,
really good content.
Time for another bong rip with all that multitasking chaos.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Bingus. Said. You were asterisk.
Oh, there was another video on here that I was going to put on.
Bingus. Said. Bun.
I thought it was under Alpha and Omega.
Iridium Kush. Said. Bun. Myself. Polska Bob.
Disease.
Said. Sam, my buddy showed me that's cool, the Viking rowing thing. Primo Living BC. Said. Puff 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 puff. MR
Okay,
Hemi
so
4
they've done
SPD.
something to their,
Said.
to their
I can't
videos.
handle a bong. But smoking a fat
You
J.
sissy! Sissy! Can't handle a bong? Kind of man are you? Fucking sis, get the fuck out of my chat. I'm kidding. Oh, okay. Satan is not afraid of the church, Jesus Christ. Of course.
Primo Living BC said. Ha ha ha, the bong gets you ripped. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. I smoke 1.5 G joints all day. Bong chokes me the fuck out. Primo Living BC said. It can be harsh though. Gotta keep that bong clean.
Woo! Yeah, this is just a couple of the channels I'm subscribed to in regards to like religious stuff. And they cover more than just the actual religion. They go into the stuff that I've been covering too.
Said. I was eating it when I had nose issues. Expensive man lol. I had to start smoking oit as quick as I could else I'd be skint.
Oof.
Bingus said. A 20-year-old dog knocked my expensive bong over and I just looked at the old fucker like really bruh.
Oh man. It's like this. Allowing same-sex to devalue, not only does it devalue
Iridium
marriage,
Kush
there's a lot
said,
more negatives that come with it.
In Den Wolken bin ich.
You get two gay
Samantha
people,
P.
they go and create another gay
said,
person.
I'll join you gentlemen. Just a small bowl for me, Polska, I so badly want to attend one. Weary face. Primo Living BC said. At Bingus rolling on the floor laughing. Umanly reloaded said. Bong water balls.
God, yeah.
In reality,
bong water is awful.
the greatest threat to this nation is the government. The government.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
Listen carefully to
said,
what the Apostle Paul
Dry herb
said.
vape is my favorite.
Every person is to
Iridium
be in subjection
Kush
to the governing authorities. For there
Warp
is no
9 Mr.
authority
Sulu.
except from God, and those which exist are established by God. Therefore, whoever resists authority has opposed the ordinance of God. And they who have opposed will receive condemnation upon themselves.
I guess I've received
For rulers are
condemnation
not
because
a
I don't.
cause of fear for good behavior, but for evil.
This government
If you
can
want
eat
to
a
have no
dick.
fear of authority, do what is good, and you will have praise from the same. For it is a minister of God to you for good. But if you do what is evil, be afraid, for it doesn't bear the sword for nothing. For it is a minister of God, an avenger who brings wrath on the one who practices evil. The role of the government is to restrain evil.
Polska
And when
Bob
it functions to restrain
said,
evil,
Damn it.
Bongs are nothing.
is
Try a double
fulfilling
2L
its
gravity
God
bong in a 5-gallon
ordained
bucket.
purpose. Please notice in verses 1 and 2 that government is
Mr. Hemi
from
4
God,
SPD
by
said,
God, of
sounds
God.
like high school Bob.
It is designed as a necessary restraint in a world of sinners. Verses 3 and 4 tell us it is not a threat to those whose behavior is good, but evil. It
But
is
what
those
happens
who
when
do
your government
evil
is
who should be
Iridium
afraid,
Kush
not those who
said,
do good.
At Polska
In
Bob
fact,
sounds like some of my
It
college
offers
roommates.
praise
Samantha
to those
P.
who do good,
said,
and brings wrath.
Haha, I did that when
on
I was a
those who
teen
do
with her
evil.
gallon jug top
And
in a
rulers
5
actually,
GL
according to
bottom.
verse 6, are servants of God.
I've done the 2-liter into the
Devoted
3-liter.
to that service. This is
That shit
God's
got me
design
Mr.
for
Hemi
government.
4 SPD
The problem
Lit.
is when
said,
government ceases
You
to
haven't lived
function
if the hot knives
by
haven't
God's
left a scar on
design,
you somewhere.
it yields up its authority. Same would be true in a family. God's design is that the father lead the family. When the father leads in a destructive and evil way, he yields up the right to exercise that God-given authority.
Bingus
In our
said,
world today, rulers
There was
are
a new guy from
designing
Russia that went to
a
my school
culture
and one of my friends had a whole
protects the
2-liter of
immoral.
spit from dip and we dared
It
him to
even
chug
has
it.
reached the point
He
that
got
desires to
halfway and
protect
still didn't yak.
criminals
Primo
and makes
Living
those who
BC
do good
Gross.
afraid.
Hell yeah, high
when
school.
the criminals
loved
are
high school.
unrestrained because
Uh-oh.
they
Iridium
don't fear
Kush.
Fuck high
consequences,
school.
Said,
but the police
my
are
roommates had a
restrained
3-foot-tall
because
bong that they
fear
never
the
cleaned, face
consequences of
vomiting.
stopping
Bingus.
criminals.
Said,
You know, everything is turned
dizzy
on its head.
face.
Our government is
MR
the
Hemi
source
4
of lies
SPD.
and the protector
Said,
of liars
Barf
and the
Bingus.
enemy of those who
That's
speak
just
the
nasty.
truth.
Iridium Kush.
It's like I've seen
Praises
seen
the evil.
videos. There's a
At
video of
Bingus
this
face
Chinese
vomiting
dude.
WTF.
Just, he hit it,
So God's design
and then
for
he
government
drank
has
it,
been entirely
and then
corrupted.
he freaking expelled the
It will
smoke.
turn
And I
everything
was just
upside
like,
down. It
ow.
will become the punisher of those who do good. Now,
I would have
want you
just
to
lost
understand
it.
that there's some supernatural reasons why this is happening. They're not political, they're not even social in the fullest measure. 1 John 2:15-17. We read, do not love the world nor the things that are in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Then verse 16, for all that is in the world, the
Iridium
lust of the flesh
Kush
and the lust of the eyes and
said,
the boastful pride of life
At
is not
Bingus,
from
seriously,
the Father,
I
but is
thought I
from
had
the
to make a
world.
run to the
world
toilet.
is passing away and also its lust, but the one who
That
does
was
the
me
will
yesterday.
of God lives forever. The world is the enemy of God.
The world is the
enemy
realm
of
of
the triune
Lucifer.
God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Samantha
The world
P.
is the enemy of Scripture.
said,
The world is the enemy of the
Kush I have for
gospel. The
real
world
people
is the
with
enemy
mold
of the
rolling in their
church.
bong. That water
So
should
you
be
have
changed no
government,
less
which is
than
a part
twice
of
a
the
week.
world, trying to
Even
restrain
water
the
sitting
world
out
of
for a
which it
day
is a
or two
part.
gets nasty.
Very hard for it to hold
Bingus.
together because it's all
Said,
part of the same system.
We were all
The
dry
complex
heaving
of
when we
evil
were
works
watching.
everywhere.
Samantha
And the
P.
government is no exception
said,
because the
growing
very
asterisk.
evil people
Primo Living
given
BC
the responsibility
said,
to restrain evil are
At Iridium
themselves
Kush that
incapable
sounds
of
nasty.
being
In high school
without
a guy
evil.
drank the nasty bong
That
water
makes
and he
enough
was all
trouble.
sick and stoned
We
in
have
class.
a human
Priceless
system
moment.
made up of
Iridium
evil,
Kush
sinful people
said,
trying to control
At Samantha
a
P.
culture
Every
of
time I
evil,
use a bong
sinful
I change the
people.
water
The
WTF.
potential for breakdown is inevitable, and it has been demonstrated historically. That's why the Bible says the world gets worse and worse. Evil men get worse and worse as time goes on. There's something more
Because
that
there's
we
no
have to
checks
face.
and balances to correct
that's
those
in
evil
1 John
men
5:19 I
anymore.
want you to look
Because
at.
those very evil men
We
are the
know
ones
that we
running
are
the
of
show.
God. We, believers, are of God. And then this very, very important
They
statement.
use their looks and
and
silver
that
tongues
the whole world
to,
lies in
manipulate
literally
the
in
way
the
into
evil
the positions
one.
they're in.
The whole world is
Iridium
in the
Kush.
control
Kind of like
of
Lucifer.
Said,
the evil one.
At Primo Living
It isn't
BC
just that
I've heard all
everybody's
kinds of stories
sinful,
of
it
people
is that
drinking
there is
bong
an
water. So
Brr.
gross.
Evil,
MR Hemi 4
supernatural
SPD
I don't see how they
power.
could do it.
said,
the evil
Only thing
one,
I miss about high school was the drug
is this?
connections. LOL.
arch enemy of God, this evil one. Listen to John 12:31, where Jesus speaks of the devil and says he is the ruler of this world. And then again in John 14 and verse 30,
Primo Living
he calls
BC
the devil the
said,
ruler of
At
this
Iridium
world.
Kush priceless
And then
moment for
again
us.
in
Horrible
chapter
moment for
16,
bong water
verse
guy
11,
though.
for
We
the
were
third
all
time,
dying
the
laughing.
ruler of
Iridium
this
Kush
world.
said,
And in
At
Ephesians
MR Hemi 4
2:2,
SPD I miss the
he is
drunk
the
weed bonfire
prince
parties.
of the power of the air, the spirit
I don't.
working in the sons of disobedience. So you have Satan, who is the world ruler, who operates
so
in
busy
the
trying to
system
be cool and
listen
fit
carefully,
in.
the people. The whole world
Could've
is
been
in
working
his
or
kingdom.
something.
MR
John
Hemi 4
Better in my
"Your
SPD
father, the
situation.
devil."
said,
And Satan
I'd
is
love to
in
get some
them
LSD,
in the sense that
but
he
don't
can
know
attach
anybody anymore.
his devious, evil
Them drunken
deception
parties, man.
to the lust
I
of the
really-
eyes, the
ugh.
lust of the
I would've rather
flesh, and
worked.
the pride of life, and that way exercise influence over them. He is the God of this
I was that
world,
one
2
while
Corinthians
everybody else was
4:4,
out
who
partying.
blinds
I was
minds.
working.
And Paul says in Ephesians 6:12, we wrestle not against flesh
Primo
and blood,
Living BC
humanity, but against
said,
principalities and powers,
I
the
feel the
rulers of
same
the
way
darkness of
though.
this world.
I change the
spiritual
water every
wickedness
time
in
and put
the
ice in the
heavenlies.
bong.
It's not just a human
I'm about
complex of
due to
evil.
change out the water.
It is behind that the entire force of
Starting
hell
to look
operates.
like the lake water
The enemy
here,
is
so
not just sinful people. It is the system of evil
it's got a nice little
behind that visible
light
evil,
brown to
that
it.
invisible system.
Like, you can still see
basically
through
under the
it.
control
But
of the prince of demons, Satan himself,
yeah,
and all his demon cohorts. Evil operates in the heart of every human being. So there is a cosmos of evil that
Iridium
operates in the
Kush
human heart.
said,
But there's another
at Primo
powerful
Living BC,
cosmos
yes,
of evil
I put it in the freezer
in
for
the
a few
invisible
minutes before I hit
spiritual
it.
world
A lot
run
smoother.
by Satan. What is Satan's objective? Listen to Peter's words, 1 Peter 5:8. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. He's a killer. John 8 tells us he's a liar, the father of lies, and he is a murderer. He tempts, he lies, he seduces, he slanders, and Scripture gives us all of these illustrations. He distracts, he divides, he destroys, he sifts, he silences, he strategizes,
sounds
he
kind of
steals,
like
he oppresses, he possesses, he
kind of like
blinds,
the
he kills.
commies and the socialists
And how
there,
does he gain the power to do this? How is he so adept at drawing people into his methods? The answer comes in Revelation 12:9, which says this: Satan deceives the whole world. Satan deceives the whole world. Paul told the Corinthians he is disguised as an angel of light, and therein lies the deception. So what we're dealing with in the world is not just a complex of human
Iridium
evil
Kush
as vast
said,
and complete
I spent a
and
lot of time
comprehensive as it
studying in
is.
college while
We're
most
dealing with
partied,
another
thank God.
level altogether, not
Paul
just
Stabat
that visible
said,
human world, but that
I swear I can
invisible
still smell
demonic
bong
world.
water from time
And
to time
Satan's
when I
ultimate
go on my
goal
basement
is to
that was
prevent
20
people
years
from
ago.
coming to Christ.
I
Samantha
mean,
P.
His ultimate goal is to
bong
take
water's a
everything
pretty
to
I've
rule
seen dudes
nasty
do that
place of
primo
God. He
face
is the
vomiting kush
usurper.
good because it's a cesspool.
And he has a goal.
I would even suggest sterilizing it
objective.
reasonably
He's heading
often.
human
Though
history
you're getting clean
toward
water, it's leaving
his
behind residual
kingdom.
bacteria.
He has a goal. He has an objective. Satan is systematically working to get to his kingdom. That kingdom
he's
is
trying to get
described
back.
for us in the book of Revelation. Turn to
His
chapter
utopia.
13. One of the most
Humanly
amazing
Reloaded
images
said,
in this
I partied
incredible
and studied
revelation.
LMAO, the
As
benefits
he
of
moves
music.
through human history, Satan wants to strip all elements of divine law and all elements of divine truth from society. He's moving the world into his final design. Chapter 13, verse 1, John has a vision of a dragon on the sand of the
I'll be
seashore.
right back.
And he sees a monster, a beast coming up out of the sea, having 10 horns and 7 heads.
Gotta use the
And
bathroom
on his
real quick.
horns were 10 diadems, and on his heads were blasphemous names. This is a
Enjoy
monster.
the video.
This is a monster who consolidates power and consolidates national leadership. The 10 and the 7 speak of that consolidation. All the crowns are on his head, and all of them have the name of blasphemy, because this is the kingdom that Satan is pulling together as the final attempt
Iridium Kush
to dethrone
said,
God. It
I did my
describes
fair
this
share of
kingdom
partying,
as
but avoided
having
the hookup culture.
powers like a
Saw
leopard,
it destroy
a
many
bear,
of my
and
friends.
a lion. And what we find here is this monster is none other than the final Antichrist. Even now, John says there are many Antichrists. This is the final one. He rises up out of the sea, out of the nations. He consolidates all world power. This is globalism, symbolized by 10 horns, a number of completion as his 7 heads. He has the consolidated power and the consolidated authority. He is a blasphemer, but a powerful one. And the dragon is Satan. And the dragon gave the Antichrist in John's vision his power, his throne, and his great authority. At some point in the future, the world will be, verse 3 says, amazed at this monster. And as a result of his influence, they will worship the devil, the dragon, because he gave his authority to the beast. They worship the beast, the monster, the Antichrist, saying, who is like the beast and who is able to wage war with him? Understand, all of human history is progressing toward a global kingdom under the
Humanly
power
Reloaded
of Satan, in which Satan
said,
has one
Oh, I
global
didn't.
monster
That's the drawback of
ruling
music.
the whole world.
Women are the main PRO emblem.
He
They
makes
make
war with
people
the saints
behave irresponsibly.
to overcome them. And authority over every tribe
Samantha
and people
P.
and tongue and nation was given to him.
said,
It goes both
This
ways.
That's why I
final
stay away from the
global
bombs.
ruler
The
will
water
make
promotes
war
too much
against the
fungus / bacteria growth that
Verse
I'm
8, all who
inhaling
dwell on the
directly
earth
in my
will worship
lungs.
him, everyone whose
The
name
bowl
was not
stays
written
dry
from the
properly
foundation of
and
the world in the
reduces
book
the
of life of the
pathogens in
Lamb
my
who
airway.
had been slain. The whole world is going to go after him. We're headed toward a one
You gotta
world
try it with
MRME
some
4
global
SPD
Hennessy in there.
said,
with one
Ooh.
massive,
wasn't there just another
monstrous
food
leader.
processing plant
He has a
destroyed?
cohort in verses 11 and following. This is another monster who
You
has
mean the place
two
that
horns
kills
like
the
a
animal
lamb.
and then
This
ships
is
it
a
over
more
to
benign
China?
individual. This is the false
Probably.
prophet. This is the religious leader who, going along with the political leader,
Put some
assists
animal
him. He
rights
exercises
retards
all
out
the
there.
authority of the first monster. He makes the earth and those who dwell
Fucking
in it
with our food
worship
source.
the first monster whose fatal wound was healed. Apparently there's some kind of false resurrection, which is how he gains power. And then he performs great signs, verse 13, making fire
Iridium
come down
Kush
out of heaven in
said,
the presence of men.
at
Verse
KS
14, he deceives those who
728 I
dwell
used
on
to
the
love
earth.
doing a bong with Johnny
Again,
Walker,
this is
but can't
Satan.
drink anymore.
Which is given to him to perform in the presence of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who had the wound of the sword and has come to life. So once he has this false resurrection, he then establishes himself as the world
Sorry
ruler,
again,
and
I'll
the
be right
false
back.
prophet
I
points
do
the
need to
world
change
to
out my
him.
bong water. This
He
shit
causes
is
all
rough.
the small and the great, the rich and the poor, free men and slaves, to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. And he provides that no one
Samantha
will
P.
be able to buy or to sell
said,
except the one who has the
Oof,
mark.
I only did that
either the
once with
name
vodka
of the
and it
monster
felt
or
like
the
I was
number of
breathing
his
and rubbing
name,
alcohol.
which is 666.
Face with open mouth
But
dashing
we're headed
away.
toward a time when there's a
Humanly
global
reloaded.
satanic
Said,
kingdom. It
you should be eating
consolidates
flesh
all
anyway,
kingdoms
face
of
with
the
tongue.
world. It is under the final monster Antichrist, designed by the devil himself, and the entire world follows
Primo
him.
Living
the
BC
entire world.
said,
Along with
at
this
Iridium
political
Kush,
leader,
oh
there
nice.
is a
I'm going to give
spiritual
that a try
leader.
in the freezer.
This is the false
Humanly
prophet.
reloaded.
He is the one who
Said,
lures,
should T be eating the
seduces
flesh?
the world
How you might start
religiously
typing like me,
to
haha.
worship
Polska
the
Bob
Antichrist. So
said,
he becomes
honey,
God.
I got a shroom
He is
guy.
Satan's puppet. One world religion. That final world religion is the target in John's vision of Revelation 17. Go to Revelation 17. Here, this one world religion, consolidated with the Antichrist and the false prophet, is called the Great Harlot because it's the prostitution of true religion. Sits on many waters, which means it just literally covers the globe. With whom the kings of the earth committed acts of immorality. This is to
MR
say
Hemi
that
4
the
SPD
kings, the rulers,
said,
the nations of the world
can get shrooms from the
consolidate
mom
all
I
their
use.
power.
Primo Living
Metaphorically speaking,
BC
it's like committing
said,
adultery with a prostitute.
I have fireball rum
Those
and
who
I don't
dwell on
drink.
the earth are
I
drunk
didn't
with the
know
wine
that
of
tasted
her
good in a bong
immorality.
though.
So what's going to happen
Fireball
in the end
and
is this massive global unification
did I
of the
just come back
entire
into?
world under
Fireball and
the
a
Antichrist,
ew.
and there will be a religious component to it led by the false prophet. And again, verse 3, you see the scarlet monster full of blasphemous names having
Socialism
7 heads
is
and 10
the
horns.
false prophet.
That again
Communism
is
is
a
the
reference to Antichrist. Then you see the harlot,
the
the false
Antichrist.
religion,
Iridium
clothed in
Kush
purple and scarlet and
said,
adorned with gold and precious stones
at
and
Primo
pearls,
Living BC be
having in
careful
her
with the bong
hand
and
a
alcohol.
gold cup full of
It gets
abominations
you
of
wicked
the
fucked
unclean
up.
things of
Yeah,
earth.
it can get
Immorality,
you
and
like
on her forehead
really,
her
really
name was
fucked
written,
up.
a mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and of the abominations of the earth.
That's what we're
This
covering.
false religion is
In fact,
depicted as the prostitute of the final
it's
global
about-
one world kingdom. The prostitute religion, the apostate religion. She is drunk, verse 6
It's
says,
about
with blood
that
of the
time.
saints because they persecute the saints. The Antichrist's kingdom
Bingus
will persecute the saints,
said,
kill the
Fruit
saints,
punch Gatorade
shed the
is
blood
actually
of the
pretty good
witnesses
in a
of
bong.
Jesus.
Primo
How
Living
does it all
BC
end?
said,
If you come down to verse
cream
14,
soda
these
in the
will
bong
wage
was a
war
nice
against
taste.
the Lamb, and the Lamb will
I love
overcome
cream
them.
soda.
Not a huge.
Position. Because the Lamb will overcome them, verse 14 says,
Yeah,
because
we're
Iridium
not
the Lord of
supposed to
Lords
eat off. We're
and
not
King
supposed
of
to eat other
kings.
people.
At Primo
Those who are
Living
with
BC
him are
really?
called
Yeah.
and chosen and faithful. This is where history is going. Don't be surprised at globalistic efforts. Don't be surprised at governments turning on divine truth. This is Satan's plan. This is where Satan is taking the world. Again, Satan has many strategies, but he has one goal, and that's
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
you might have
said,
trouble with a professor
You.
in a university
I don't even
class
like Sweet
because
Bud.
of your testimony. You might
Primo
get a bad
Living
grade.
BC
You might lose your job
said,
because of
at
your
Iridium
convictions
Kush really
and your
at,
testimony.
it's
and
probably
that's a
better to
measure
just
of
stick to water in the
persecution.
bong.
But mark
Fresh
this.
clean water. Mr. Hemi
Bottled
4
water
SPD
preferably.
Means imprisonment or execution.
Not a fan of the Fuley Bud
can
either.
only be done by government, right? Only government does that. There can't be a group of
Mr. Hemi
atheists
4
who
SPD
go out and
said,
imprison Christians.
or cheat.
Is and always has been and always will be the ultimate persecutor of the church. It is government, authority, power, constituted in rulers and leaders, that has essentially done all the damage to the church through its history. And so I
Samantha
say
P.
what I said at the beginning.
said,
The greatest threat
does anybody
to
remember
truth
when they came
and
out with
virtue
dry
in
bars?
this country is the
Dash,
government.
it was similar to a
Because
hookah
they
but
have
for
totally
alcohol.
prostituted
It
their
ended up going
God-ordained
really
design.
bad and they stopped it at only a few
All
short
through
years.
history, government
Mr.
is
Hemi
the
4
ultimate
SPD
persecutor of people.
said,
Satan has
give
to
me
get
the
a hold
dank
of
earthy
government.
pine
And that's
turds.
where he operates. Always work through government. Isaiah 14, the prophecy of Isaiah, spoken to the king of Babylon.
Part of the Kabbalah right
Taunt
there. All those
against
people.
the king of Babylon. Judgment against the king of Babylon. Something more than just the king of Babylon appears to happen here. How are you fallen from heaven, O star of the morning, son of the dawn? Is the king of Babylon fallen from heaven? No, but who is fallen from heaven? Lucifer. So who is behind the king of Babylon? Lucifer. He goes from talking about judgment on the king of Babylon to
Primo
going
Living
behind
BC
the king of Babylon
said,
to the star of the
at
morning,
Hemi
the son of the
Yea,
dawn. You've been cut down to the earth. You have weakened the nations. But you said in your heart, this is what Satan said when he was in heaven, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God, the angels of God. I will sit on the mount of assembly in the recesses of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. I will,
Primo
I will,
Living
I
BC
will, I will. This is
said,
Satan's rebellion.
at
And
Hemi
so
the earthier,
Isaiah
the better.
shows us that it is Satan himself, the fallen one, who is energizing the king of Babylon, controlling the king of Babylon. Ezekiel 28, verse 11. And the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, that was God's name for Ezekiel, take up a lamentation over the king of Tyre. Now we're talking about the king of Tyre. Tyre was another pagan kingdom and persecuted the people of God. But notice how this seems to be something more than just the king of Tyre. Thus says the Lord, you had the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Wait a minute. The king of Tyre? He wasn't in Eden. Who was in Eden? Who was prowling in Eden? Satan. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every
This is
precious
all
stone
important.
was your covering. The ruby, the topaz, the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, the jasper, lapis lazuli, which is a beautiful blue stone, the turquoise, the emerald, and the gold. The workmanship of your settings and sockets was in you on the day you were created. They were prepared. You were the anointed what? Cherub who covers. Now you can see Satan in Isaiah is working behind the king of Babylon. Here in Ezekiel, he's working behind the king of Tyre. This is because Satan does his great work against the people of God using political leaders, kings,
They're all part
and
of the
rulers.
Kabbalah.
You were the anointed cherub who covers, and I placed you there. You were on the holy mountain of God and walked in the midst of the stones of fire. You were blameless in your ways from the day you were created, and unrighteousness was found in you. By the abundance of your trade, you were internally filled with violence, and you sinned. Therefore I have cast you as profane from the mountain of God and destroyed you, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty. You corrupted your wisdom by reason of your splendor. I cast you to the ground. I put you before kings that they may see you, the multitude of your iniquities. Satan always works through evil rulers.
Lucifer's
to
pride
persecute
is
the
what
people of
caused
God.
him to be cast
In the
from
book of
heaven.
Exodus, it was
SPD
Pharaoh. When the
said,
children of God
just
left
ordered today
Egypt,
actually.
it was
All
the
new
Canaanites.
strains to me, the
It was
usual
powers
strains
of
I
the
buy were all
Philistines.
sold out.
It
Sad
was
face.
the rulers of Assyria then. And then it was the rulers of Babylon. And you come into the New Testament, and the persecutors of the people of God were
Samantha
the
P.
official leaders of Israel, the Sanhedrin.
Earthy is good,
And
but
then
I
it was
just
the
want it to be
Roman
Trick
Empire.
Homes and more Trick
Destroying the
Homes.
people of God
I
is
prefer a
always
sweet
a
undertone.
government enterprise
Do as I do and
to do
Apple Mac
damage
were
to the
fire.
people of God.
Humanly reloaded.
Always. That is why
Said,
Proverbs
The
16:12 says
Kabbalah
it is
is
an
the source of everything
abomination
they're doing
for
today,
kings
changing our kids into the
to
androgynous
commit
of their gods.
wickedness, because it
MR
turns
Hemi
everything
4 SPD.
upside down.
Said,
Only in
BC
righteousness
Goodneys on its way
is
to
a
Ontario,
throne
LOL.
established. Look, in Acts chapter 4, the Jewish leaders said to the apostles, "Stop preaching." In Daniel 3, Nebuchadnezzar said, "Stop worshiping." The governor of California says, "Stop singing. Stop hugging." No human authority is absolute. I'll say it again. No human authority is absolute. All human authorities are only authorities as long as they
Samantha
function
P.
in the way God designed
said,
them. And when they don't
Wait, this will
function
help
that
her
way
pronounce it
anymore,
correctly.
but they turn it
Do-si-do.
on its head and do it in the reverse form, they yield up that God-given authority. Obviously, the fallout is horrendous. So we are beginning to see persecution from government. This is the most formidable persecution. COVID, LGBTQ, transgender, social justice, all these new ideologies are now going to become the only acceptable moral standards. And if you don't accept them, you're going to be the enemy of the government. Truth, the
I'm fine
Bible,
with being the enemy of the
Scripture
government.
is going to be canceled.
I got something
The
for the
government's
government.
taking control. They want to take control of absolutely everything. The church has become the main enemy
MR
of the
Hemi
government.
4
Nothing
SPD.
new.
Said,
Trust us,
the dispensary
said
weed
the
in
government.
Ontario is shit.
We truly have your best interests at heart. All we want to do is help keep you safe.
MR Hemi 4
Government has
SPD.
already become the purveyor
said,
of wickedness. Government is a
It's
murderer,
not medicinal, it's
slaughtering
recreational.
millions of infants in abortion, elevating the
Iridium
LGBTQ
Kush
agenda, the bizarre
said,
transgender
At
deception.
MR Hemi 4
The
SPD,
culture has
same
become
here in
anti-truth.
Massachusetts.
We all know that. The truth is the biggest threat to lies. William Pitt, a well-known name in English history, said this: necessity, i.e. public health, common good,
MR Hemi 4
is the plea
SPD.
of every infringement
said,
of human freedom.
There's a
It is
big
the argument of
difference.
tyrants. Get people afraid and they'll do whatever you want. A fearful society will always comply. Panicking people will believe anything.
I don't care if it's
G.K.
recreational or
Chesterton
medicinal.
once made
It should
this
all be
observation.
legal.
It is
Iridium
only
Kush.
by
It's
believing
only a
in
joke
God
because
that
the
we can
government
ever
is
At
criticize
MR
criticize the
Hemi 4
government.
SPD, like
Once
homegrown
abolish
vs
God,
hothouse
and the government
tomatoes.
becomes God. Wherever the people do not believe in something beyond the government, they will worship it. They will
MR
worship
Hemi
the
4
strongest thing in
SPD.
the world.
Yep,
said,
exactly. All the wrong
all
people.
the
Does
wrong
government
people
win?
not involved in the
Is
commercial
Satan
weed
wrong?
industry.
No, because in chapter 19
MR
of the
Hemi
book of
4
Revelation,
SPD.
Jesus comes back, right?
Said,
And destroys
God
all
asterisk.
kings set
Samantha
against
P.
him. Battle of Armageddon,
said,
he wipes them out. Listen to Psalm 2.
I grab stuff
Why
in
are the nations
dispensaries
in
in
an uproar, and the
Massachusetts
peoples
often, and it's
devising a
not
vain
all
thing?
good,
The
but
kings
some
of
of
the
the
earth
stuff
take
is
their
absolutely
stand,
fire.
and the rulers
Definitely
take counsel
depends
together
on if you
against
get
the
a
Lord
full
and against his
spectrum or not.
anointed.
OFC.
This is what the rulers of the world do. And they say, let us tear their fetters apart and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens laughs. The Lord scoffs at them. Then he will speak to them in his anger and terrify them
MR
in his
Hemi
fury,
4
saying, but as
SPD
for me, I have
said,
installed my king
it was the new
upon
gold
Zion,
rush and assholes
my holy
flooded to
mount.
it.
The king
Iridium
is coming,
Kush
isn't he?
said,
I
at
will
Samantha
tell you
P. Medical
the
is
decree of the
good,
Lord. He said
which
to
I
me, You're
have,
my son,
but
today I
wreck
have
is
begotten
shit.
you. Ask of me, and I'll surely give the nations as your inheritance, and the very ends of the earth as your possession. You will break those nations with a rod of iron. You will shatter them like clay pots. Therefore, O kings, show discernment. Take warning, O judges of the earth. Worship the Lord with reverence and rejoice with trembling. Do homage to the Son, that he not become angry and you perish in the way, for his wrath may soon be kindled. How blessed are all who take refuge in him. A warning
said,
to the leaders of this
Same
nation and every
Kush.
nation.
Big
The king is
difference
coming.
between Medicard
He
and
will
Recluse.
crush all opposition. Satan persecutes the church through governments, but the Son of God has come to destroy the devil, to render him powerless, to overthrow Satan's final kingdom of darkness. In conclusion, Romans 8:31. If God be for us, let's pray. Father, we are so grateful for the
Didn't expect
confidence
a
that
prayer
we
in
have
there, but
born to our souls from your precious truth, your word. Thank you for these dear people. Thank you for their faithfulness, for their love for you, for the love wrought in their hearts by you and thus for you. Thank you for the joy of fellowship. Give us such joy as we understand that what's coming is all going to be for your glory. Everything in history is
4 SPD
unfolding in the
said,
plan that you
I never
have
gave a
designed.
shit
Your
about
purposes
legalization,
cannot be
LOL.
thwarted. You will triumph. Christ
do, because I
will
don't wanna get
come.
pulled
He
over and have
will
my ass
destroy
taken to
his
jail.
enemies. He will destroy all
Commonly
kings and all
reloaded.
I never
rulers and
have
reign
just
alone.
an ounce or two.
Genetic
glorious
scientists
kingdom,
need to grow.
of which we
The
who love
everyday
him will
fucking
be a
jerk could
part.
now just
We long
randomly
for that
mix and
day.
breed stuff, and
Until
now it's
then,
all
may
fucked
we
up genetically.
celebrate with joy
It at
and
least reduced in
thanksgiving
80%
that
from
we
10 years
even
ago.
now are citizens of that kingdom, and we who know him and love
the
him will
regular
reign
jack-off can
with
now
him.
splice some
Thank you for that
seeds and get
promise.
yourself some
May we
new-
never become discouraged by what's happening in the world. May we understand that it's
Primo
exactly
Living BC
what Scripture says we
said,
would expect.
Religion is
Help us not get caught up
180
in the
degrees different
politics
than it was
of
100
these
years ago.
things,
It's
but
called
It's
rather
about
to
greed and
seek
perception
through
now.
That's
the
what
No
they
lens
empathy
of
like was
Holy
intended.
Scripture. We know that the devil has a plan,
It's because
but so do you, and you
all the
will
religions
triumph.
from back
Samantha
then,
Thank
P.
you for that
deep-
sweet
said,
they've been
gift of grace.
infested
Kush.
by
Bring
So
to
I
yourself
started to get
any
my
with
card,
us
but
today
then I
who
found
don't know
out that I would
Christ.
lose my
Draw
gun
Draw
permit,
that
so I
soul
didn't
into
go
your
through with
Talmudic
it.
and
For your glory.
Greg
Kabbalistic
will have to do.
Jews.
I
Amen.
recently got a vape that
And I
absolutely
have
kicked
no
my
problem
arse.
calling that out.
Iridium Kush
Alright.
said,
Again, shout out
if
to
you want
Alpha
the true
and
word,
Omega
it is in the King
Productions.
James Bible and the Quran.
That's as close as you can get to it. Even the Quran is corrupted, sir. The basically Islam is just a different
Commonly reloaded.
is a different
said,
form of
I mean,
Talmudic
Kush is good, don't get me
Judaism.
wrong. But that's a hybrid and still weaker than the pure indica breeds.
But yeah, the Quran is actually more based off of. No, wait, which book was it? Basically, Islam is Talmudic and Talmudic Judaism, with the dash of Kabbalistic Judaism. It's a false doctrine. Yeah. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. I don't care. I'm just saying what I'm. It is what it is. It is not. It is. Yeah. It's one of those false doctrines, kind of like Mormonism. And
Samantha P.
and Calvinism.
said,
That's another.
there is a place that I really like called
bastardized
Hazy Hill
version.
Farms.
Hazy
They
Hill
are from Maine.
Farms.
They have a great product.
That sounds
I highly
great.
suggest the Dosey Do or Dosey Pop. The
Sounds
full
like a
spectrum
good
vape
time.
pens are amazing.
Window capture. Alright. Get this bong rip going, and then I guess we're going to get into it. But yeah, the King James version is the closest one. Anything past that has been bastardized, especially the NIV version. The Quran, there's going to be some stuff in there that isn't covered, and that's the thing about the three Abrahamic religions. There's stuff in some that isn't covered in others, so there's a lot of overlappings. Biggest differences are Jews don't believe that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. nor is the way into heaven. And Islam believes that Abraham is their Messiah, and
Samantha P. said,
or Christianity.
I decided to get a cheaper vape that had a lower spectrum because it was half the cost and I just didn't want to spend $80 on one pen. Bad move. I have to smoke 4x as much and it cost the same.
Vapes are a joke, and they're actually worse for you than actual cigarettes, because you're inhaling the. Are we talking about weed
Polska
vapes
Bob
or?
Said, yes, I should be good to stream tomorrow if you want to let me know.
Oh, I am on suspension until the 25th, Polska. I won't be able to do anything tomorrow, Saturday. Wait.
Iridium Kush.
Tomorrow's 24th.
Said,
I'll
weed
let
vapes.
you know.
Yes, chaos.
Okay. Yeah, they're as long as they're from a dispensary, they're a little bit more trustworthy than getting a street one. I would not. I'll know for sure. I'll let you know. I should be off. Yeah, no. Saturday, no. I'll still be on suspension. He reported me on Sunday.
MR Hemi 4 SPD. Said, dry herb vape for me. Iridium Kush.
Those.
Said, do not get vapes from the street.
So I have a hard enough time getting them from the actual dispensaries because of the risk. But I know they're going to be more legit because it's kind of government
MR Hemi 4
regulated.
SPD. Said, no glycol. Samantha P. Said, the $40 one was half a gram, the $80 one was a full gram and full spectrum. I could take half a puff off of that full spectrum one and can barely function.
Jeez, lightweight. I pay $25 for a full gram. You're getting ripped off, Sam. And they generally I bet yours lasts you like a couple months. Mine lasts me like 3
Iridium
days.
Kush. Said,
Jeez.
at Samantha P. Lightweight LOL. Samantha P. Said, are used to get ones that fell off the back of a truck on the street years ago, then all of a sudden I was sold a bunch of fake ones and it tasted like cooking oil.
Ooh.
Never again. MR Hemi 4 SPD. Said, can get 5 carts for 120.
I could probably get that deal. I might be able to buy 4 but get 1 free.
Polska Bob.
That's just because
Said,
I know the dealer.
Shoot me a text chaos tomorrow, let me know.
Well, yeah, for sure. Like I said, I don't think it showed a specific time on when I would be unbanned. It just said the 25th. So, leave it to the dictators in PlayStation to, let's see. Get the fuck off of
Samantha P.
Where?
Said, Kush, if I smoke more than twice a week my tolerance just gets so high that I can't even feel it anymore. Now I just take a couple of puffs every few days and I'm fried. Grinning face with sweat.
Man, I just stay high. If I feel my buzz wearing off, take a hit, and keep on trucking.
Samantha P. Said, are used to smoke like an eighth every day for me 10 years, but I never got as high as I do now, taking a little puffs here and there. Iridium Kush. Said, at Samantha P. sucks to be you, ha ha ha. MR Hemi 4 SPD.
Until...
Said, ha ha ha.
So there is a time.
Kush. MR Hemi 4 SPD.
9/25/2022 at
right?
5:17 7 p.m. EST. You won't be able to access online multiplayer, PlayStation Store, and other network features. Further offenses may result in a permanent suspension. Oh man, has anybody seen him stream lately? Has he been? Because
Polska Bob.
Goddamn.
What they get you for copyright?
No,
Samantha P.
No, it's not copyright.
Said,
no.
Hemi,
fucking Corey
that's a great
fucking
price.
reported my PlayStation
Iridium
account, bro.
Kush. Said, My THC levels haven't reached 0 in 5 years.
Corey Slater
Samantha P.
fucking me too'd
said,
me
Are they
with the
half
fucking
grams?
hate speech, bruh.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said, I haven't seen him since he nuked you. Amanly Reloaded said, vapes are mostly glucose vapor, that increases the acidity of your bloodstream greatly. It's no different to smoking really.
On it, Polska.
It's worse for cancer on the
Fucking
entire body but lowers lung disease.
Corey Slater
Polska
fucking
Bob
messaged me.
said
PSN
gave you
unfollow
a
me.
strike.
He unfriended me and then
Mr.
he
Hemi
sent me a
4
message
SPD
saying, unfollow me, you
said,
anti-Semitic piece
no
of
full
shit.
grams. Samantha P.
And
said,
all I said
Damn,
was,
Iridium
you
Kush
need to have some proof.
said,
Otherwise,
you should have
you're
seen
no
me on
different
X stream the other
than
night.
them left-wing retards.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
And then
said,
fucking I was fixing to get
he
on
unfriended me on
Fortnite with
Steam
my
too.
buddy, and then I got kicked off of PlayStation Network because that faggot motherfucker falsely reported me for hate speech. So I haven't been able to get on my PlayStation for an entire week because of that fucking feminist piece of shit.
Amanly Reloaded
And that's
said,
how I see him now.
It's
because
Corey
he
that
did
said
shit.
that.
Yeah, Frankie
LMAO
Zott.
thank fuck he didn't go on my bitch
Yeah,
shut.
Frankie Zott.
Mr. Hemi
yeah,
4
yeah,
SPD
that was his name.
said,
He fucking...
Frankie Zott I can no longer find.
He didn't block me on YouTube though, but I'm not petty enough to go to his channel and be like, hey, how fucking cute of you to fucking false flag me for hate speech. Cause then he'd fucking get me there, and then I'd get fucking probably yeeted on here.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
Yeah, probably.
said, he's blocked me I guess.
Cause I can still find his channel.
Said, what a fucking cunt, getting you banned on PS2.
PSN. I haven't been able to play online PlayStation because of him. Because
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
No, on PlayStation.
said, on Steam?
Yeah,
Amanly Reloaded
he did it again.
said, PS2 LOL you know what I mean.
You did it again, Manly. You did it again, man. I know what you mean, though, yeah. Nah, I don't know about Steam. I haven't been on Steam.
Mr. Hemi
enough to
4
look.
SPD said, I can't search him.
Yeah,
Polska
he did
Bob
that Sunday.
said, wow I did miss all that.
Cause he came in during our stream Saturday. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he came
Mr.
in a
Hemi
week
4
ago
SPD
during our stream
said,
Saturday.
a week ago Bob.
And talking about I'm blocking some people, I'm gonna miss the chat, and leaving with I won't be bothering you anymore. And then Sunday he messages me with unfollow me, you anti-Semitic piece of shit. And I'm trying to figure out where the fuck have I ever said I hated Jews?
Fucking hell, how some people can be totally two-faced, crazy.
It's like I hate commies, I hate socialists, I hate Marxists. I hate colored. Well, how do I word this without sounding biased? I hate anybody that fucks with colorism and nationalism. I don't like those kind of people either. Black nationalists, white nationalists. We can get along to get along if the other person conforms to the majority's fucking way of life. But yeah, so yeah, that's why I haven't been on PlayStation doing any Skyrim or Conan or Ark. That's why I've been on WoW for almost the entire week. Which doesn't bother me. I just wish Chris could get his ass on here so we could get something started. I got a lot of catching up to do, I'm assuming. It is what it is, I guess. Just know he probably,
Mr.
if
Hemi
you're
4
subscribed
SPD
to him, he's
said,
probably already unsubscribed
I hope to be able to
you.
speak to him, but haven't seen him since he nuked you.
Yeah, he's
Amanly
hiding
Reloaded
right now.
said, if you even look into it, most people who hate Jews hate Zionism. Zionism is a political movement sect that when Jews find out most don't agree.
Yeah, that's what this book covers and stuff. That's a topic that this book I'm fixing
Polska
to start
Bob
reading covers into.
said. Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Chapter 7 is the crypto-Jewish Jesuits.
Samantha P. said. I am completely unaware of any of this.
This happened last week. With let me find the friggin' video. And it's funny, my fucking Red Dead videos with you, Polska, are all popping over 100, bro. It's fucking beautiful. Where is... Oh,
Mr.
shit.
Hemi 4 SPD said. Please say you aren't gonna start reading again?
Wait, what? You don't like the reading? This is important information, Hemi. I'm trying. Do I need to? It's like how do I-
KS for you
there's gotta be a way to make
728
it more entertaining. I'll get a fucking
said,
voiceover where I sound like.
https://www.youtube.com/watch ?V=3Q7GZM_60$T=2S. Polska Bob said.
I'll get a
Somebody
Morgan
impersonated
Freeman.
me on Rhino stream and threw up some pee. Amanly Reloaded
Some pee.
said. I just found out too
I
Sam P.
know I'm no
I've been
Morgan
playing
Freeman,
PZ, grinding
but
stamina XP.
I can
Mr. Hemi
get
4
a
SPD
voiceover thing
said,
on here that makes
You're no
me
Morgan
sound
Freeman.
like Morgan
Amanly
Freeman.
Reloaded said. At Polska Bob, was it good porn?
Was it good porn? Step bro, I'm stuck. Oh god.
Polska Bob
Oh no.
said. BBC Amanly LOL.
Some Mandingo BBC baby.
Amanly Reloaded said. Haha.
Oh man. I just hope these chapters aren't super long. Because this is all important, Hemi. I know it's kind of boring.
Amanly Reloaded said. Kitty porn then.
Whoa.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said.
Hey, no.
Must have been Frank.
Hey, if you're gonna put that, you gotta put the prawn. You're gonna summon the prawn bots, bruh. As we have seen, the Roman Catholic Church represents a Gentile form for Jewish religious doctrine. Jews from time to time go from supporting the Catholic Church to undermining it. Ultimately, the Jews plan to rid themselves of what front when it no longer serves their purpose. It is only in that sense that Pine's characterization of the Jews as a fifth column within the Greek Catholic Church has validity. Fuck! Dyslexic already. A good example of the duality of the Jews being both a defender of the church and also its destroyer is the Catholic Order of the Jesuits. What most do not know is that the Jesuits order is a crypto-Jewish order of priests. While it may have Gentile priests as members, it was founded by Jews and today has close secret ties with the other clandestine Jewish organizations.
Amanly Reloaded said. British Broadcast Corporation specializes in CP.
I would not doubt it.
Polska Bob
Jesuits.
said. I doubt it was Frankie,
The
but if it was hell,
Jesuits.
hear about it.
These
Mr. Hemi
Jews.
4 SPD
Benjamin
said,
Disraeli was a
Jesuits.
Jew and a former prime minister
Samantha
of England.
P.
He revealed that
said,
the first
I've personally
Jesuits
never
were
had an issue with
Jews.
Corey. Though I have actually had amazing experiences personally with Jewish people, it's undeniable that many of the elites doing the FRE happen to be Jays.
Yeah.
Iridium Kush
Well, you see,
said,
it's only the elites.
Just rolled up a keef and fused
people on
2G
the lower
joint.
rung, the people
Getting
on the
bucking
lower
from
rungs
tonight.
have no fucking clue about this. It's all the fucking people in the higher ups. Just like with Catholicism, just like Christianity. I know because my eyes have been open. There's a lot of people out there that their eyes are still fucking. They're still wearing the rose-colored covered shades.
Mr. Hemi 4
The
SPD
natives of
said,
Loyola's
Huakush.
Secretary
Samantha P.
Polanco was
said,
of Jewish descent.
On some
and
real
was the
Jewish
only
people have been
person
some of the
present
best people
that,
I've ever met in
was
my entire
deathbed.
life. Some of the most hardworking, family-oriented, kind people I've ever met.
Kabbalah.
Samantha
A
P.
crypto Jew is a Jew
said,
who converts
That doesn't
to
take
another
away from the
religion
fact that
and
many of the
outwardly
elites
embraces
participating in the
new
BS
religion
happen to be
while
Jewish.
secretly maintaining
Mr.
Jewish
Hemi 4
practices.
SPD said. Keith E.R. Sutherland.
It's not the religion I'm going after. It's the people in power. Those are the ones I'm going after. Oh yeah, the
Humanly
elites are
Reloaded
very, very family
said,
oriented. It
The
boggles my
elites
mind
are
how they
family-oriented,
could be
rolling
so,
on the floor laughing.
and it boggles my mind how they could be so
Primo Living
anti-family
BC
but still get married.
said,
Like Marx, he
Unacceptable Hughes.
you know, the Marxists, the Bolsheviks especially, they
Mr.
were
Hemi
very
4
anti-nuclear
SPD
family, but
said,
yet they get
It's
married.
not the religion, it's the race.
What? Judaism isn't a race, it's a religion. Or is Jew a race? It's both synonymous.
Mr. Hemi 4
one and the
SPD
same.
said, It's both. Primo Living BC
Because they literally live
said,
it. Therefore,
J.
they
Hughes.
by identity
Mr. Hemi
politics.
4 SPD said,
then,
Oddly enough,
makes absolute sense. Makes absolute sense. Bong time for Hemi here, blowing my mind.
Samantha P. said, Now I've had many horrific experiences with Hispanics and Muslims.
The Muslims are going to be really bad. Like I said, they're more of
Humanly Reloaded
Talmudic
said,
Judaism.
It was researched that like 97% of all mainstream news anchors was related one way or another.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. And who controls the media? Jews. Who owns the bank that funds the media? The Jews. It's like I don't have a problem with the religion per se, as long as they leave my religion alone and quit persecuting my religion, and quit having groups fucking persecute my religion.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said,
persecute theirs.
Exploding
but
head cheers chaos.
The problem is they're doing it pretty much in plain sight. And then turning right around and then preaching about their own supremacy. It's yeah. I don't do the rules for thee, not for me bullshit.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
That's why I don't jive
said,
with black nationalists.
That's how the SP3LLS work.
We want to sit there and demonize white supremacy and white nationalism and all this shit. And then turn right around and preach about their own racial supremacy and all that crap. Oh, fuck you, hypocrite.
Samantha P. said, It's def both. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said, Black Magic Baby. Polska Bob
Yeah.
said,
Corey Slater.
So Corey Slater, huh? Okay.
Just out of nowhere. And it's like, I've never said I hated Jews. It's like, I hate everybody equally. I love everybody equally.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
Exactly. He came in with
said,
no... That's the problem.
We need Corey's side though.
He came in with nothing. He's just out of nowhere, out of left field, calling me an anti-Semitic piece of shit without having any proof. It's like, exactly.
Hemi
And the
4
whole
SPD
time, You could go back into
Said,
that stream and watch.
douche move.
I'm sitting there going,
But need
why?
to
What's
understand
going on,
why.
Corey? Talk to me. But he wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't talk to any of us. He just come in.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD.
Then you saw.
Said, I watched the whole thing.
There was a few of us just like, what's going on? And then I just fucking dropped it. Because he wasn't going to talk. So I'm confuzzled. I don't know when I said I hated the Jews.
Samantha P. said, I can only assume he possibly has a personal connection. Perhaps his family is Jewish or married into Jewish. The only ones I see you get that upset have a personal connection. Amanli Reloaded. Said.
Awesome.
Chaos, you're an anti-Semitic piece of shit. I'll make another account to
There
give you
was,
another sub.
Oh God, they shared it in Shinobi's Discord.
Primo Living BC. Said.
It was
yeah, that sounds about right.
This guy
The
I
other
was
side never
watching,
wants rational conversation.
He broke down anti-Semitic is basically a word that was created by the Marxist Jew to dodge, kind of like the feminists when a man says something they don't agree with, they call him a misogynist. It's just a political buzzword that has no real merit. It's used to control the narrative and silence the opposition. They got tired. The Jews, the reason they've been persecuted for so fucking long is because their ideology is basically communism. And in chapter 10 of this book is going to cover all of that. Which is why I'm reading it. And there's more in there. And then I may read A. Ralph Epperson's The New World Order. Because shit in there ties into shit that's in here. But, let's see here. James Lanes, who succeeded Ignatius Loyola as the second Jesuit general, was also of Jewish descent. The fourth Jesuit general was a Belgian Jew named Eberhard Mercurian. Jews were attracted to the Jesuit order and joined in large numbers. Some of the most influential Jesuits in history, such as Francisco Ribera and Emmanuel Le Croissant.
Yet I remember a cast
Jews.
we were just playing the game and the next thing you know the bot went all crazy and we were like, wow, what the HS going on here? Mr. Hemi 4 SPD. Said. What's the name of this book again?
Solving the Mysteries of Babylon the Great. It was due during the Fifth General Congression in 1593 of the 27 Jesuits who proposed changes to the Constitution. 25 were the
Amanli
Jewish
Reloaded.
or Moorish descent.
Said. In your spare time play this, brother. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=LVDL1UGICO.
Oh, I've seen this before. He's trying to defend an ideology he doesn't understand. He's just another he's another ignorant fucking clown trying to use his fucking his social status, his star power to virtue signal for an ideology that is just it's no different than fucking Judaism. Oh man, I can't believe I just said that, but I did. Many of the Jesuits' doctrines is similar to those found in the Kabbalah and Babylonian Talmud. It is possible that the second beast in the Book of Revelations is the Jesuit general,
Amanli
who is known
Reloaded.
as the
Said.
Black Pope.
100%.
Fuck my life. John Torrell explains the Jewish origins of the Jesuit order. The Illuminati order was not invented by Adam Weishaupt, but rather renewed and reformed. The first known Illuminati order, Alumbrado, was founded in 1492 by Spanish Jews called Marranos, who were also known as crypto-Jews, with violent persecution in Spain and Portugal beginning in 1391. Hundreds of thousands of Jews had been forced to convert to the faith of the Roman Catholic Church. Publicly, they were now Roman Catholics, but secretly, they practiced Judaism, including following the Talmud and Kabbalah. The Marranos were able to teach their children secretly about Judaism, but in particular the Talmud and Kabbalah, and this huge group of Jews had survived to this very day. After 1540, dyslexia, many Marranos opted to flee to England, Holland, France, the Ottoman Empire, now Turkey, Brazil, and other places in South and Central America.
Mr. Hemi
Marranos
4
kept strong
SPD
family ties, and they
said,
became very wealthy.
Ben Affleck is a douche.
And influential in the nations where they lived. But as is the custom with all Jewish people, it did not matter in what nation they lived. Their loyalty was to themselves and Judaism. In 1491, San Ignacio de Loyola was born in the Basque province of Guipúzcoa, Spain. His parents were Marranos, and at the time of his birth, the family was very wealthy. As a young man, he became a member of the Jewish Illuminati order in Spain. As a cover for his crypto-Jewish activities, he became very active as a Roman Catholic. On May 20th, 1521, Ignatius, as he was now called,
Samantha P.
was wounded in battle and became a
said,
semi-cripple.
He just has one of those punishable faces.
Yeah, he does. Unable to succeed in the military and political area, he started a quest for holiness and eventually ended
Samantha
up in
P.
Paris, where he
said,
studied for the priesthood.
Punchable.
I understood what you meant, Samantha. In 1539, he had moved to Rome, where he founded the Jesuit order, which was to become
Polska
the
Bob
most vile,
said,
bloody, and
I
persecuting
gotta
order
check
in the
my
Roman
PSN
Catholic
account.
Church.
Maybe you flagged me too.
Yeah,
I'll do
you
it
should say
later.
maybe he flagged you too. If you were
Iridium
friends with him,
Kush
he might have.
said,
In 1540,
Simgina.
the Pope Paul III approved the order. At Loyola's death in 1556, there were more than 1,000 members in the Jesuit order located in the number of nations. And I'm going to go on a side note here and say I believe it was that
Primo Living
Pope
BC
that deemed
said,
the Africans
at Samantha P. punishable.
as enslavable because they lacked culture, I guess would be the appropriate word. They were uncultured. They were savages. They practiced cannibalism, stuff like that. That's why they were enslaved. They were uneducated. Anyways, back to it. Setting up the Jesuit order, Ignatius Loyola devised an elaborate spy system so that no one in the order was safe. If there was an opposition, death would come swiftly. The Jesuit order not only became a destructive arm of the Roman Catholic Church, it also developed into a secret intelligence service. While the Pope's
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
relied more and more on the
said,
Jesuits,
he
they
knows
were
where his
unaware
bread
that
is
the
buttered,
hardcore leadership
and it's in
were
rom-coms.
Jewish, and that these Jews held memberships in the Illuminati order, which despised and hated the Roman Catholic Church. There's a lot of hatred going on here, goddamn. Makes sense, though. Marxism is fucking... it creates hatred. So... rom-coms are garbage anyways. Oh, let's see here. I gotta lean back a little bit. Get my lean on. Get a little more comfortable. The Jesuits were established by Ignatius of Loyola. Ignatius of Loyola was the leader of the
Samantha P.
occult organization known
said,
as the Alumbrados.
Well, he doesn't have enough acting ability to make it in the drama sector.
His looks.
Grinning face with sweat.
He's gotten by on his looks. That's about it. And the fact that he can memorize some lines. And remember, Alumbrados is Spanish for Illuminati, so the Illuminati started in Spain. On August 15, 1534, Loyola started a sister organization to the Alumbrados, which he called the Society of Jesus. This is going to be interesting. It is more commonly known today as the Jesuits. Loyola was arrested by the
Iridium
Dominican
Kush
Order of Catholic
said,
Inquisitors.
Ilumbrados.
I probably was pronouncing it wrong. I'm reading it as it's lettered on here, so you'll have to forgive me. Alright, let's see here. Dominican Order of the Catholic Inquisitors, who were concerned with his growing influence and power throughout Europe. Because of his influential... sound like Biden there. Influential allies among the principalities of Europe, he was granted an audience with the Pope. Loyola promised the Pope his allegiance and agreed to do the bidding of the papacy throughout the world. Pope Paul III formally approved the Jesuits as a Catholic religious order in his 1540 papal bull, Regimi Militantis Ecclesia.
Iridium Kush said, sounded like Brandon there for a minute, ha ha ha.
Yes. I had a touch of the Brandonism. My mouth went dip dip beep dip dip. And let's see here. The influence of the Jews through the Jesuit and the Roman Catholic Church has been manifested from the beginning in the Catholic doctrine. Council of Trent was an attack on Christianity with the anathema after anathema against Christian doctrine that was orchestrated by
Iridium
the Jesuits.
Kush said, rolling on the floor laughing.
The control of the Jews over the Vatican is so complete that Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, now Pope Benedict the 15th, who was the perfect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, issued an official doctrine of Catholic faith that accepted the Jewish view that the Messiah is yet to come. There is apparently much double talk in the document, as it accepts the Jewish view of a coming Messiah without overtly rejecting Jesus. Some have interpreted the document as denying the redemptive roles of Jesus. The Catholic Church long ago implicitly denied the redemptive roles of Jesus. The document is contained in a small book titled The Jewish People and the Holy Scriptures in the Christian Bible. It is no surprise that this Jewish Catholic doctrine was drafted by the Jesuit named Alberto van Hoy. Antonio Banderas.
Samantha P. said, I never found Ben Affleck attractive. Looks too much like my brothers. I was always more into Antonio Banderas. Or the gentleman who played Gone with the Wind. 4 lighter guys, Johnny Depp and Leonardo.
Okay, so you like the more effeminate, Rico Suave looking guys, huh? I'll be right back. I gotta grab something real quick. Oh my gosh. I gotta take out the trash real quick. See, I got ooze squirrel syndrome. And I get distracted very easy.
Primo Living BC said, Rico Suave.
Rico Suave. You know, oh, mine, Shelly. I'm gonna take you behind the barn and bend you over behind the dumpster. and yeet. No. Like Pepe Le Pew, just less aggressive. Oh, man.
Iridium Kush, said. Rico.
Sicilian.
Samantha P. said. Haha. I prefer Sicilian. Slightly smiling face. Primo Living BC. said. Rolling on the floor laughing.
The reason I'm dying right now is because I started picturing that in my head. Some have interpreted the document as denying the redemptive role of Jesus. The Catholic Church long ago... Okay, I already read that. Jewish influence over the Roman Catholic institution of its doctrines is manifest in the document of the Vatican Commission for Religious Relations with Judaism. Some weird-looking S followed by 4. Which states, we propose in the future to remove from the Gospel of St. John the term, the Jews, where it is used in a negative sense, and to translate it, the enemies of Christ. Huh.
Iridium Kush.
Huh.
Said. Infused joint hit, empty the arsenal.
At a speech
Samantha
at Hebrew
P.
University in Jerusalem,
said,
Roman Catholic
OMG, I love
Joseph
Pepe Le Pew.
Bernardine stated, there is need for theological reflection, especially with what many consider to be the problematic New Testament's text. Retranslation and reinterpretation certainly need to be included among the goals where pursue in the effort to eradicate anti-Semitism. So anything that's negative against the Jews, they want hidden. It makes me start to think, like, I'm not going to deny there was a Holocaust of Jews, but were they really locked in gas chambers?
Samantha P. said. Flushed face, grinning face with sweat, zipper mouth face.
This is starting to get...
Iridium
This
Kush.
is where it starts getting
said,
interesting, because it's like...
At Samantha
you
P.
start
I hit a
asking all
skunk once
kinds of
driving
questions.
in Montreal.
Oh,
First
man.
thing that came to my mind.
Alright, let's see here. Where was I? This teaching of John about the Jews, which resulted from the historical conflict between the church and the synagogue in the later part of the 1st century CE, can no longer be taught as authentic doctrine or used as catechesis by contemporary Christianity. Christians today must see that such teachings can no longer be regarded as divinative teachings in light of our improved understanding. In ancient Palestine, the Jews worked hand in hand with the Romans to crucify Christ. Oh, goddamn. Now, the Jews work hand in glove with the Roman Catholic Church in their effort to eradicate Christ's gospel. Goddamn. The great harlot of Babylon in Revelation 17:5 has mystery written upon her forehead. She's called Babylon because she is Babylonian. She is a mystery because she's masquerading as the, in quotations, Christian religion. Christian labels have been applied to Babylonian paganism to come up with the mystery religion we know as the Roman Catholic Church. But the Talmudic Jews and Catholic Church... Wait, I fucked up. Yeah, I got blah, 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 blah. I pulled a Biden. Both the Talmudic Jews and the Vatican share the common Babylonian root. The Jesuits nurtured the Babylonian Catholicism in Roman Catholic doctrine. The similarities between the imperious whorish woman in Ezekiel 16:14-40 and the mother of harlots in Revelation 17:5 are unmistakable. They are one and the same. Roman Catholicism is an esoteric version of Babylonian Judaism. The Roman Church appears Gentile to the uninitiated, but it is Jewish to its core. Orthodox Judaism appears to be to the uninitiated to be the Old Testament theology, but it is actually Babylonian to its core. The extreme oath of the Jesuits, which is given to a Jesuit priest when he is elevated to a position of command, contains the following provisions. I
Samantha P.
declare and swear
said,
that His Holiness the Pope
Haha Kush,
is
I was always
Christ's
yelling at the screen,
vice-regent
why can't you let him love you?
and is the
You
true
ungrateful
and one
biatch.
only head of the
Loudly
Catholic
crying face,
or
same with Gone with the
Universal
Wind.
Church
I
throughout
wanted to
the
slap
earth.
the cat and that Scarlet.
Let him love you. He just wanted love. But boy howdy when it was the other way around. Boy did he run. Therefore, to the utmost of my power, I shall and will defend this doctrine and His Holiness, right and customs against all usurpers of the heretical and Protestant authority, whatever, especially the Lutheran Church of Germany, Holland, Denmark, Sweden, and Norway, and the now pretended authority of the Church of England and Scotland, the branches of the same now where I do now renounce and disown any allegiance as due to any heretical king, prince, or state named Protestant or liberals, or obedience to any of their laws, magistrates, or officers.
Iridium Kush.
Fuck, that's a mouthful.
Said. Just took some tincture too. Yum.
That I will go to any part of the world whatsoever without murmuring and will be submissive in all things whatsoever commuted to me. I do further promise and declare that I will, when opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all heretics, Protestants and liberals, as I am directed to do, to extirpate and exterminate them from the face of the whole earth, and that I will spare neither sex, age, nor condition, and that I will hang, waste, boil, flay, strangle, and bury alive these infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs and wombs of their women, and crush their infants' heads against the wall, in order to annihilate forever their execrable race. You're some very hateful people. Wow. Very hateful people. That when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poison cup, the strangulation cord, the steel of the poniard, and the laden bullet, regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the person or persons whatsoever may be vate.
Samantha P.
May be their condition
said,
in life, either public
yeah, that
or
was
private.
pretty heavy.
As I, at any time, may be directed so to do by any agent of the Pope or superior of the Brotherhood of the Holy Faith of the Society of the Jesus. The Jesuits are the secret army of the Roman Church. They are often referred to as the Pope's militia. In fact, the leaders of the Jesuits is called the Jesuit General. He is unlike any other leader of a Catholic order, because the Jesuit General is independent of the Catholic bishops and cardinals. He answers directly to the Pope. Because of the power and influence of the Jesuit General, he is known as the Black Pope. The Jesuit General has the purported authority to absolve
Mr.
persons
Hemi 4
of
SPD
sins of
said,
bigamy, murder,
LOL, you say
or
Jesuit
any
funny.
harm. Yeah, Jesuits. I'm pronouncing it the white way, okay? That's how I'm
Mr.
saying
Hemi
it.
4 SPD
I'm saying
said,
Jesuit.
it's pronounced Jesuit.
I'm saying Jesuit. 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 Jesus. Jesuit. 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 See? I'm saying it.
Mr. Hemi 4
Jesuit.
SPD
I've been saying
said,
it. You fucking grammar Nazi. God
Samantha
damn.
P. said,
Yes.
he's French
I
now.
am French now.
Iridium Kush said, Mr. Hemi 4 SPD got it right.
If the Jesuits It's literally it's
MR
spelled
Hemi
out
4
here.
SPD.
Jesuit.
You riot chaos.
Yes. Jesuits. A crypto-Jewish order that hates the Roman Catholic Church, as alleged by Torel. Why would it become a priestly order within the church and become its greatest defender with extreme oaths of obedience to the Pope? Because the Roman Church offers the Jews an ideal cover from which to wage war against Christianity.
Primo
This is
Living
evidenced by the
BC
fact that the Jesuits
said,
virtually
"Thank you,
controlled
White
controlled the Council of Trent, which produced anathema after anathema against Bible-believing Christians and fundamental Christian doctrine." Fuck, I need to take a hit. God damn you, asshole. Got me fucking dying.
Primo Living BC said, "Ha ha ha." MR Hemi 4 SPD said, rolling on the floor laughing. Samantha P said, "When I find I am saying a word incorrectly, I try to say it like 5x correctly to help my brain and muscle memory remember it for the following time. I promise it actually helps. Jesuit."
I'm saying it right. Jesuit. Jez. You'll just start hearing the enunciation on the Z. Because I'm lazy. See there? I emphasize on the Z. Yee. Alright. Let's see here. This same Jesuit organization, however, opposed the Inquisition. Why? Because the Inquisition, in part, was initiated to root out crypto-Jewry inside the Catholic Church. Oh. Of course, an organization founded and controlled by crypto-Jews would oppose a strategy that would oppose its own
MR
Jewish
Hemi
core.
4 SPD
God damn.
Jesuit. MR Hemi 4 SPD said, Jesuit.
The hierarchy of the Orthodox Jews hates Gentiles. Ostensibly Gentile organizations, like the Roman Church, offer an ideal front for which to strike against the hated Christians. That is why God refers to the great harlot of Babylon as mystery. The Roman Church appears to the world to be a Gentile religious organization, yet it is to its core Jewish. As long as the Roman Church does the bidding of the Jews, they will defend it. Once
MR
the
Hemi
Roman
4
Church is no
SPD
longer useful, they will shed it like a snake sheds its old skin. It seems that the Jews have the destruction of the Roman Church all planned out. The following is a passage from the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. This seemed to foretell the destruction of the Vatican by the nations of the world. When the time comes finally to destroy the papal court, the finger of an invisible hand will point the nations towards this court. When, however, the nations fling themselves upon it, we shall come forward in the guise of
Samantha
its defenders, as if
said,
to save
English is such a BS
bloodshed.
language because there's so many words that are spelled differently that sound the same or sound exactly the same and have different meanings.
By
There's no
this
real rules in
diversion,
English.
We shall
MR Hemi 4
penetrate
SPD
to its very bowels,
said,
and be sure
I love it.
we shall
I'm gonna
never
say
come
it
out
your way
again
from now on.
until we have gnawed through
Bingus
the entire strength of
said,
this place.
She's got huge boobs. I mean some serious honkers. A real set of bad onkers. Packin' some de bonancaros.
What
Massive
are
do
you
bon cap honkalos.
on?
Big ol' Tonongari cougars. What happens next? Bingus said. Transfer student shows up with even bigger bunghonagahugs. Humongous hungalam kananaluangus. Samantha P. said.
Yeah, essentially.
Not like there are in other languages. It's pretty clear they kind of made up the rules as they went along.
Yeah, which is kind of what they've been doing this whole time. The rules were set in place, and then, like children do, they change the rules to give them a leg up. That's kind of what happened. The civil rights movement started off with the righteous idea, but little did they know it was taken over by fucking Marxists. The glorious Steinums of the world. Steinem? That's a fucking Jewish name. I mean, just outright. Just But, yeah. So anyways.
Bingus said. I don't know what to say, sometimes face with tears of joy.
This is very similar to the
Hemi
prophecy
4
found in the
SPD
Book of Revelations.
said. Groucho Marx.
No. Karl Marx.
Hemi 4 SPD said. Harpo Marx.
Yo mammy Marx. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Revelation 17,
Holy shit.
16, 18.
Hemi 4 SPD said. Skid Marks.
The horns of the beast are the 10 kings on the beast that is being ridden by the great harlot, who sits on 7 mountains. The Vatican. Revelation 17. The protocols have set forth the planned destruction of the Vatican. The protocols seem also to have provided for the entrance of the Antichrist. The King of the Jews will be the real Pope of the
Iridium
universe.
Kush
The patriarch of the
at
international
Hemi 4
church.
SPD rolling on the floor laughing.
Fuck my life. So that would be the current Pope.
Samantha P. said. Straight face, come on class. Bingus said. Did they say her sauce will be spread throughout the village?
I don't think you
Iridium
want that kind of
Kush
sauce spread through the city.
said. For
In
a lot of
fact,
them in stretch marks.
the Jesuits, the great defenders of the Catholic faith, have actually exercised their power to undermine the authority
Hemi
of the
4
church
SPD
and bring it to its knees.
said.
The
Haha.
reason the Jesuits retaliated against the Catholic Church was that the Jesuits were at one time dissolved as a Catholic order because of their subversive conduct. The subversion of the European nations by the Jesuits became so great that an immense amount of military and political pressure was brought against the Pope by the European nations. Finally, Pope Clement XIII decided on the 3rd of February 1769 to dissolve the Jesuits. While Jesuits are under an oath of allegiance to the Pope, that oath is secondary to their extreme oath of allegiance to the Jesuit general. I do further promise and declare that I will have no opinion or will of my own, or any mental reservation whatever, even as a corpse or cadaver. Perinde ac daver, but
Iridium Kush
unhesitatingly
said.
obey each
J.
and
Pence Don
every
J. Sweet
each and very command that I may receive from my superiors in the militia of the Pope and Jesus Christ. The night before Pope Clement XIII was to execute the dissolution, however, he suddenly fell ill and died. Prior to his death, he cried out, "I am dying." It is a very dangerous thing to attack the Jesuits. His successor, Pope Clement XIV, was also put under tremendous political pressure to dissolve the Jesuits. but he resisted doing so for 3 years until the political
Samantha P.
tension finally
said,
forced his hand.
Just you
I'm
it.
sorry.
Just you
Oh
it.
my God.
Just you it.
I'm saying it
Just
right.
you it. Just 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 you it.
I'm saying it right, woman. Cheese and crackers. Interestingly, it was just 3 years after Pope Clement
Primo Living
XIV's
BC
suppression of the Jesuits.
So they
that
wasted the dude then.
Yeah.
Nice. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD.
I'm gonna time you out.
Said,
Shut up.
Jesuit. Samantha P. said. Just OL it. That suite has you all messed up. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD.
Just
said,
sweet.
Sounds
Just
better.
Sweet.
Iridium Kush
Just sweet.
said, Geez, you guys.
I ain't even made it through chapter 7. Fuck.
Samantha P. said. With the Z, yet I messed up with the S.
Pope Clement XIV's suppression of the Jesuits, that the subversion organization, the Illuminati, was purportedly founded by a trained Jesuit named Adam Weishaupt in 1776. Weishaupt was a Jew and a professor of common law in
Iridium Kush
Ingolstadt University,
said, Roger.
which was a
Iridium
Jesuit
Kush
university
said,
and the center
What's
of
your
the
vector,
Jesuit
Victor?
Counter-Reformation. Alberto Rivera, a former Jesuit priest, stated that the occult Illuminati organization was not founded by Weishaupt, as many believe, but in fact was established long before Weishaupt. The Illuminati is in fact a reincarnation of the ancient Alumbrados, whose one-time leader was Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits. The Illuminati was established by Lorenzo Ricco, the Jesuit general, in 1776, who used his disciple Adam Weishaupt as the front man for the new organization, which was really not new at all. The Jesuits, having just been suppressed by the Pope in 1773, found it necessary to establish the Illuminati, which was an alliance between the Jesuits and the very powerful Ashkenazi Jew. Ashkenazi. Oh, that's where Hitler came from. Boosh. Ashkenazi Jews, banking house of Rothschild. The purpose of Weishaupt initially was to avenge the papal suppression of the Jesuits by rooting out all religion and overturning the governments of the world, bringing them under a single world government, controlled, of course, by the Illuminati, under the authority of their god. That world government is commonly referred to by the Illuminati as the New World Order. The god of the Illuminati is Satan.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said, Ashkan AHHZ.
They have it as one word in here, okay? I'm reading it how it is written. And I said it right. Ashkenazi.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said,
Ashkenazi. There's that better?
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said, all one word.
Ashkenazi. That's what I said.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
Oh my God.
said, ha 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 ha. Bingus said,
Yes, they do.
They try to say Freemasons aren't weird AF. They have some weird shit inside the temple. I went
Eric
inside.
John Phelps, in his book The Vatican Assassins, explains, these 41 years between their suppression in 1773 by Pope Clement XIV and the reestablishment by Pope Pius VII
Samantha P.
in 1814 were
OMG,
absolutely
the more you
golden
keep
for
saying
the
it wrong, the
society.
harder it is going to be to change the muscle memory in your tongue and brain.
Just
Yes,
sweet.
you said that one perfect.
Just sweet.
Samantha P.
Just sweet.
said.
Just sweet.
Face with tears of joy.
Just sweet.
Primo Living BC.
Ah!
Said. JZZ, you, Wyatt. MR Hemi 4 SPD.
I'm
Said.
trying, you
Hey, you're
grammar
gonna read to
Nazis.
us. Pronunciation is key.
For the sons of Loyola punished all their enemies. Wait, fuck. Where'd I go? There, where? We're absolutely golden for the Society of Jesus. For the sons of Loyola punished all their enemies, including the Dominican priests, perfected the inner workings between themselves and Freemasonry, crafting alliances between the House of Rothschild and establishing the Illuminati. Punish and absorbed the Knights of Malta. That would be the Knights Templar, I assume. They used the Orthodox Catherine of Russia and a Lutheran Fredericks of Prussia to conquer and divide Poland, rendering the Pope's bull of suppression of no effect in that Roman Catholic land. They caused the French Revolution, beheaded a Bourbon king and a Habsburg queen as punishment for being expelled from France and Austria. With Napoleon, the Freemason, they drove the Bourbons from their throne in Spain and the Braganzas from their throne in Portugal. They even attempted to take Palestine from the Muslims like the Crusaders of old. God damn. It's some greedy bastards. The company's most important victories were both religious and political. They deeply penetrated
Iridium
the Russian
Kush
Orthodox Church
said.
and Germany's Lutheran Church, its Tübingen University specifically. Politically, they took control of the Crown and the Bank of England. For this reason, England, with Viscount Palmerston, would never go to war with France again. It would conduct the Pope's opium wars against people in China, just like the company with its CIA and Mafia Commission. It's presently conducting a massive drug trade against the heretic and liberal people of the American Empire. The Jesuits also captured the papacy with the Vatican, along with its landed church properties the world over. And for this reason, the papal Caesar, occupying Satan's sacred office of the papacy, would never suppress the Society of Jesus ever again. The secret Illuminati organization was the hidden guiding hand behind the brutal French Revolution of 1787, during which 300,000 people were massacred in a godless orgy of violence. The rage by the Jesuits and their reconstituted Illuminati culminated in 1798 with the capture of the Pope himself. Napoleon's general, Breither, invaded Rome, took the Pope Pius VI prisoner, and held him until his death.
Samantha P. said. No, you're actually doing reasonably well. I've heard quite a few adults read out loud and I'm gonna tell you it's not looking very good. I like a lot of adults that are like children.
Yeah, some of these words,
Samantha
I don't
P.
say them very often,
said,
so as I'm reading
studying
them,
through like
I'm trying to
Bingus
word it through my head before I
said,
spit it out their mouth.
they had
spit it out
different
my
rooms
mouth.
when I went to the lodge.
Yeah, they gotta keep you away from it because you're a creep.
Bingus
Yeah, they had to clean
said,
you.
They had one called the Ionic
They had to
Room.
decontaminate you, sir. That's what happened in there. The secret Illuminati organization was the hidden guiding hand behind the brutal blah blah blah. I already read that till his death. The Roman
MR Hemi
Catholic
4
Church
SPD
had learned its lesson on
in
August
school it
7th,
killed me listening to fellow students read aloud.
1814.
Bingus
Yeah, it did for me
said,
too.
They had some
Especially when
oddly
they were
named
butchering
rooms.
it.
Samantha P.
Papacy, that's what
said.
I'm saying.
Papacy.
Papacy, papacy, papacy. Tomato, tomato. Yeah. The Roman Catholic Church learned its lesson on August 7th, 1814. The Jesuits were restored as a Catholic order by Pope Pius VII.
Samantha P.
John
said.
Adams wrote to Thomas
Sorry,
Jefferson.
I use talk to
in
text a lot and it doesn't
1816.
always come out right.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Samantha
I am
P.
not happy about the rebirth
said.
of the Jesuits.
Same Hemi.
Swarms of them
MR
will
Hemi 4
present
SPD.
themselves under
said.
more disguises
Papacy.
overtaken by even a chief of the Bohemians as printers, writers, publishers, school teachers, etc. If ever an
Samantha
association of
P.
people deserved
said.
eternal damnation
But I volunteered a lot.
on this earth and in hell, it is the Society of Loyola. Yet with our system of religious liberty, we can but offer them a refuge. Thomas Jefferson answered Adams, like you, I object to the Jesuits'
Iridium
reestablishment,
Kush
which makes light
said.
give away
At
to
MR Hemi
darkness.
4 SPD that frustrated me as well.
1835, Samuel Morse, the great inventor of the telegraph, echoed the concerns of Jefferson
MR
and
Hemi
Adams.
4
He
SPD
described the Jesuits and
said.
their threat
Just
to
taught
the
me
United
young
States
PPL
as
are not all
follows.
that sharp.
No, they're not. My issue with stuttering through it sometimes is a word I've never really heard or I've never really said a day in my life. I'm wording it through my head as I'm saying it. So it's kind of...
Samantha P. said. You're
Doing
saying
that
pat like a
number.
pap smear. Grinning face with sweat Hemi is right, it's pay in the
Papacy,
beginning.
Pay,
The
pap.
rest you were doing good.
There's no... Okay. Blah, blah, bliggity, blah, blah, blah. Y'all know what I mean. Bong hit. I gotta finish this chapter. I'm still in chapter 7, y'all. This is freaking ridiculous. This is a long fucking chapter. And do Americans need to be told what Jesuits are? If any are ignorant, let them inform themselves of their history without delay. No time is to be lost. Their workings are before you in every day's
MR Hemi
events.
4 SPD
They are a
said.
secret society.
And you know
a
the
sort
teacher
of
needed to
Masonic
work with
order,
those students on their oral reading.
with
But to subject
super
everyone else
added
to it.
Features
Fucking
of most
agony.
revolting odiousness.
Samantha P.
And a
said.
1,000 times more
Hemi,
dangerous.
yes, but at least at that point they're children. What I'm saying is I've heard a lot of adults read and it's not much better than what you hear in the classrooms.
Yeah.
Samantha P. said. If you haven't seen a word, it is
It's like-
difficult.
It's like
Samantha
chewing
P.
gum and
said.
and talking
English
or whatever.
is a crazy
saying
language
is.
like that where it could be completely different than it's set up. Amanly
Let's
Reloaded
see here, where was I?
said.
They're not
Ignore the
confined to
critics.
one
It
class
adds
on
color
society.
to your readings. Carry
they are
on.
not merely
Loving
priests
it.
or priests of
Samantha
one religious
P.
creed.
said.
They are merchants
Basically
and
Hemi.
lawyers and editors and men of any profession and no profession, having no outward badge
MR
in this
Hemi
country,
4 SPD
but which to be
said.
recognized they
Sam,
are
if they read
about
like that in
all
high
our-
school,
your society.
They read like that for life.
Yeah.
Samantha P.
They can assume any
said.
character that of
Emily,
angels
that's what
of
I was
light,
saying. He's
or
actually doing really well. We are just
ministers
busting
of
on him on the
darkness
2 mistakes he
to
made.
accomplish
Slightly
their
smiling
one
face.
great end,
Samantha
their service
P.
upon which they
said.
are sworn to
Amelie
start
asterisk.
at any moment, in any direction, and for any service, commanded by the general of their order, bound to no family, community, or country by the ordinary ties which bind men, and sold for life to the cause of the Roman pontiff.
Iridium
Or is
Kush
it pontiff?
said.
Is it
At
pontiff?
Samantha P. English
it-
is a strange language
it
in that it is a
poupon?
hodgepodge of Germanic,
Is it
Romance,
poupon
and
or
Latin languages.
Poupon.
Samantha P. said. Unfortunately,
The concerns of Morse, Adams, and Jefferson were justified. Once being reestablished as a Catholic order,
MR
the
Hemi
Jesuits
4
did not
SPD
miss a beat.
said.
During the 19th
PON
century,
Tiff
I said it right. Pontiff. 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 I said it right. Pontiff.
Mr. Hemi
Pontiff.
4
I
SPD
said it right.
said. Pontiff.
Catholic Order, the Jesuits did not miss a beat. During the 19th
Samantha
century,
P.
they fomented
said.
revolutions
Kush, for
throughout
sure.
the world, attempting to bring to power oppressive
Bingus,
despots whom
said.
they would then
Puntif.
control. Fuck you, Bingus.
Bingus.
Why, Bingus?
Said. Smirking face. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. Puntif rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, God. They were at one time or another expelled from Russia, 1820, Belgium, Portugal, 1834, the Italian
Iridium Kush
states, 1859,
said.
Spain,
English
3
is originally
times.
a Germanic language.
It is. 1820, 1835, and 1863. Germany in 1872. Guatemala, 72. Mexico, 73. They're all fucking here in our own backyard. They're all politicians, I bet. They caused the Swiss Civil War in 1847. As a result, they were banished from Switzerland in 1848. Up until the year 2000, the Swiss Constitution, Article 51, forbade the Jesuits from engaging in any cultural or educational activities in Switzerland. That's the maybe that's the problem here. These Jesuits are teaching, and they need to be fucking excommunicated from their jobs.
Samantha P.
Those are just a sampling
said.
of the over 70 countries.
Kush, it's definitely a
from
hodgepodge.
From
People
which
from around the world
Jesuits
are always like,
have
what the
been
heck is
expelled
going
for
on with these
conducting
random
subversive
rules?
activities.
Rolling on the floor
Jesuit
laughing.
subversion has
Stream
continued
Elements
to modern times,
said.
causing the
Stream
Jesuits
Elements
to be
bot running
expelled
robot
from
face.
Haiti in
Mr. Hemi 4
1964
SPD
and Burma
said.
in 1966.
I'm sorry. I suffer from abuse from my parents. They made me enunciate.
Well, don't take it out on me. I'm not your parents. I'll
Samantha
beat you worse
P.
than your parents. No, I'm kidding.
said. That is right. It really does get better if you correct it right away
Yeah.
and get your tongue used to saying the word. It does help.
Oh God, yes.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
I know some of the reasons I got into
said.
fights is because I was one of those
Assholes
kids.
were relentless with that shit.
I wasn't doing it to be an asshole. I was doing it to be nice and help them know what they were saying. I could say the words that they would struggle with, the big words that they would struggle with saying. I could say them, no problem. And I would say them, you know, just so they knew what it sounded like, so they could say it and move on, because I was bored with listening to them fucking read in the first place. Oh,
Mr.
man.
Hemi 4 SPD
Okay, so let's see
Made
here.
me an asshole.
The Jesuit subversion
Mr.
has
Hemi 4
continued to
SPD
modern times, blah, blah, blah. To this
Man
day,
shrugging like
they
skin
are
tone.
instigating communist revolutions in South America. The Jesuits' new brand of South American communism is known as liberation theology. Boy, Jesuits have a long and sordid history of distorting moral obligations and practicing and advocating situational ethics. For example, God
Samantha
commands
P.
without exception
said.
that thou shalt not
Unlikely
bear
to happen
false
since they
witness
were
against
placed
thy
there for a
neighbor.
precise reason.
Exodus
They've completely combed out
20:16.
anyone who's not playing their game in those institutions.
The Jesuits, on the other hand, permit the use of ambiguous terms to mislead a judge or outright lie
Iridium
under
Kush
oath if the
said.
witness makes
At
a
Samantha
mental
P. I always find
reservation.
it difficult to explain English language rules to foreign language speakers.
The Jesuits
Mr.
teach
Hemi
that
4
if a young
SPD
girl is pregnant,
said.
she may obtain
that,
an
Corey.
abortion if the pregnancy would bring dishonor to her or a member of the clergy. They do not stop there. Another Jesuit maxim states,
Mr.
if
Hemi
a
4
father,
SPD
yielding to
said,
temptation,
bear false witness.
abuses a woman, and she publicizes what has happened, and because of it dishonors him, the same father can kill her to avoid disgrace. That is not the only cause that is
Bingus
justification for murder.
said.
The Jesuits
Oh, no.
further teach that a monk or a priest is allowed to kill those who are ready to slander him or his community. Immorality is not unique to the Jesuit order only. The doctrines of the Catholic Church allow for all sorts of situational ethics. Thomas Aquinas, the most influential source of economic and theological doctrines for the Catholic Church, stated that it is lawful and not a sin for a man to steal another's property in order to fulfill a basic need. Aquinas' view was that all goods are community goods, and therefore it is not a sin to take another's property. That's socialism right there, man. That is, in fact, the official position of the Roman Church today, as expressed by the Second Vatican Council. If one is in extreme necessity, he has the right to procure for himself what he needs out of the riches of others. That sounds very fucking... No!
Bingus
What is the authority for this
said,
ethic?
Father
It is
was
found
messing
in the
with the
Talmud,
sisters.
in Baba Bathra 54b. It states, the property of a heathen is on the same footing as desert land. Whomever first occupies it acquires ownership. Wow. Compare that to the 8th commandment of God, thou shalt not steal. Exodus 20:15. Furthermore, in Baba Kama 113b, it states that if one finds lost property, I can't do Jewish right now, fuck. I was trying to do Jewish, or Yiddish at least. Lost property, it must be returned if the owner is a Jew. However, if the owner is a Gentile, it can be kept. How fucking shitty is that? It is to you, brother, that you make restoration, but you need not make restoration to a heathen. The Jesuits are zealous prosecutors of Christians or any whom they view as an enemy of the Vatican. Jesuits take a solemn oath to destroy Protestant Christians and destroy any government that offers protection to Protestant Christians. They are the natural enemy of liberty. The whole system is based on thoughtless, ruthless, blind obedience. Ignatius himself, writing to his Jesuits in Portugal, said, "We must see black as white if the Church says so. Jesuits are the subversive ambassadors of the Catholic Church. Bringing chaos and ruin to all nations they infiltrate. They believe that the Catholic Church has the right and duty to kill heretics because it is by fire and sword that heresy can be extirpated. Repentance cannot be allowed to save them. Just repentance is not allowed to save civil criminals. For the highest good of the Church is the unity of the faith, and this cannot be preserved unless heretics are put to death." Man, sounds kind of along the lines of Islam there a little bit too. Alberto Rivera, a former Jesuit priest, was saved by the grace of God and came out of the Jesuit priesthood. The Jesuits made numerous attempts to kill him before he could reveal the secrets of the Jesuits. He survived the attempts on his life and exposed much about the sinister methods and motives of the Jesuits. Franz Werns, the Jesuit general from 1906 to 1915, stated that
said,
the
"I'm
Church
never
can
going
condemn
to read
heretics
Jesuit
to
the same
death
again."
for any rights. I'm saying it right.
Bingus said, "What book is this?"
Oh. Fuck you, dude. It's solving
P.
the mysteries of Babylon the Great. It's in
Kush,
the title,
if somebody
bro.
told me that I should forget all the rules that I was taught and say it this way because it is, which is 100s, I'd be confused, let alone idioms and such. Face with tears of joy.
The Z is
Samantha
in
P.
there.
said, "You are not."
Jesuits. I'm saying Jesuits. Jesuit. It just sounds like in us, but I'm saying Z.
Bingus
Jesuit.
said, "Oh sorry chaos."
Oh my goodness.
Samantha P. said. Jesuit.
Well, hold on a second. I'm gonna show you how it's written in the book, okay? J-E-S.
Samantha P. said.
I-T-S.
Jesuit. KS4U 728 said. Jesuits. Samantha P.
Hey, it's
said,
saying Jesuits!
I understand how it's written
It's
in the
saying
book, but sometimes we
Jesuits!
have words in English that you pronounce that look nothing like the word.
It's saying Jesuits. Oh God, it said Jesuits. Oh man. Oh.
Samantha P. said. It's not letting me get it perfect. Jesuit.
There it goes. It said it
Bingus.
right.
Said. Just doit smirking face.
Franz Wirtz. Oh fuck, started. The church can condemn heretics to death for any rights they have or any thought of tolerance. And
Samantha
these rights
P.
are apparent not
said.
real.
Jesuit.
That view of heretics having no rights is very similar to the philosophy of the Jewish Talmud.
Bingus.
Sanhedrin
said.
57b
Y'all didn't get the joke.
provides that I did, Bingus. That was bad. Go take a bong hit. Okay, back to where I was. That view of heretics having no rights is very similar to the philosophy of the Jewish Talmud. Sanhedrin 57b
Iridium
provides
Kush
that if a heathen
said,
robs another
Geez,
or
I
a
did
Jew,
Bingus.
the property must
Samantha
be
P.
returned. If, however,
said,
a Jew robs a heathen,
there you go, that nailed
the
it.
property
Jesuit. Jesuit. I did too, grinning face with sweat.
returned
Samantha
to
P.
the heathens.
said.
Fuck.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh man. The section also states that if a heathen murders another heathen or a Jew, the heathen should suffer the death penalty. If, however, a Jew kills a heathen, there is no death penalty. For example, Jewish Rabbi Moshe
Samantha P.
Levenger
said,
was sentenced to a mere 5
Jesuit,
months in jail
Jesuit.
by an
Iridium
Israeli
Kush
court for the
said,
unprovoked
Jazz
cold-blooded
Fest.
murder in September 1988 of a Palestinian shopkeeper, Hassan Salah. Prior to entering prison, Rabbi Lavenger was feted at a party by Israeli President Chaim Herzog and Israeli Army General Yitzhak Mordecai. Rabbi Lavenger was released from prison after only serving 3 months. Baba Kama 38a
Samantha P.
expressly
said,
states that
Free her.
Canaanites
Okay, let's pay
are
attention.
outside the protection of the civil law of Israel. Thus, a Canaanite has no remedy against a Jew whose ox gores the Canaanite's ox. But if a Canaanite's ox gores a Jew's ox, the Canaanite shall pay in full the damages. Wow. These motherfuckers, dude. Talk about making shit up to benefit that. God damn, it's like children. They never grew up. Professor Israel Shahak explains, according to the Jewish religion, the murder of a Jew is a capital offense and one of the 3 most heinous sins, the other 2 being idolatry and adultery. Jewish religious courts and secular authorities are commanded to punish, even beyond the limits of the ordinary administration of justice, anyone guilty of murdering a Jew. A Jew who indirectly causes the death of another Jew is, however, only guilty of what Talmudic law calls a sin against the laws of heaven, to be punished by God rather than by man. When the victim is a Gentile, the position is quite different. A Jew who murders a Gentile is guilty only of a sin against the laws of heaven, not punishable by the court. To cause indirectly the death of a
Bingus.
Gentile is no
said,
sin at all.
WTF.
Yeah. Thus, one of the two most important commentators out of Shulchan Aruch explains that when it comes to the Gentile, one must not lift one's hand to harm him, but one may harm him indirectly. For instance, by removing a ladder after he had fallen into a crevice. There is no prohibition here because it was not done directly. He points out, however, that an act leading indirectly to a Gentile's death is forbidden if it may cause the spread of hostility towards Jews. Which is why they're trying to wipe out anything that points the Jews as bad people anyway. Well, not all of them, but the ones in power, the ones that control the banks and the money and the media. These motherfuckers. These are the ones I'm calling out. The animus by Jews towards Gentiles includes a prohibition against giving medical treatment to Gentiles. Israel Shahak explains. According to the Halakha, the duty to save the life of a fellow Jew is paramount. It supersedes all other religious obligations and interdictions, excepting only the prohibitions against the three most heinous sins of adultery, including incest, murder, and idolatry. As for Gentiles, the basic Talmudic principle is that their lives must not be saved. Although it is also forbidden to murder them outright, the Talmud itself expresses this is the maximum. Gentiles are neither to be lifted out of a well, nor hauled down into it. Maimonides explains, as for Gentiles with whom we are not at war, their death must not be caused, but it is forbidden to save them if they are at the point of death. If, for example, one of them is seen falling into the sea, he should not be rescued, for it is written, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy fellow, but a Gentile is not thy fellow. In particular, a Jewish doctor must not treat a Gentile patient. Maimonides,
Bingus,
fuck, that's a mouthful,
said,
himself, an
WTFFFF.
illustrious physician, is quite explicit on this. In another passage, he repeats the distinction between thy fellow and a Gentile, and concludes, and from this learn ye that it is forbidden to heal a Gentile, even for payment. However, the refusal of a Jew, particularly a Jewish doctor,
Bingus
to save the life of a
said,
Gentile may,
dude's just drowning and you just watch like, yup, this is your fate.
if it becomes known, antagonize powerful Gentiles and so put Jews in danger. Where such danger exists, the obligation to avert it supersedes the ban on helping the Gentile. Thus, Maimonides continues, but if you fear him or his hostility, cure him for payment, though you are forbidden to do so without payment. In fact, Maimonides himself was Saladin's personal physician. His insistence on demanding payment, presumably in order to make sure that the act is not one of human charity, but an unavoidable duty, is however not absolute. For in another passage he allows a Gentile whose hostility is feared to be treated even gratis, if it is unavoidable. The whole doctrine, the ban on saving a Gentile's life or healing him, and the suspension of this ban in cases where there is fear of hostility. It repeated virtually
Samantha
verbatim
P.
by other major authorities, including
well,
the
I get
14th
that.
century.
Even now I don't really want my husband to put his life at risk for some random person that falls off a boat. There is a heightened risk that goes along with that. Not untrue. Woman shrugging medium light skin tone. Iridium Kush said, unfortunately I have known this truth for a long time.
Maimonides, and is permissible to try out a drug on a heathen, if this serves a purpose. And this repeated also by famous R. Moses Israelis. God damn. Oh,
Samantha
oh
P.
my god, Big Pharma's
said,
owned by Jews too.
Just like saving a random woman that falls off a boat. Are you going to put your life at risk or a family of yours being left behind because the person freaks out and drowned you?
I'm gonna throw a
Grinning face
flotation
with
device
sweat.
in there and say hang in there. And then I'm gonna keep it on. The consensus of Calhatic authorities is that the term Gentiles in the above doctrine refers to all non-Jews. The Jewish attitude toward non-Jews is the same attitude the crypto-Jews, Jewish Jesuits, have towards Christians. Jesuit priests are subjected to certain spiritual exercises, which were first devised by Ignatius Loyola. During the spiritual exercises, the subject becomes possessed and controlled by a devil. We imbue into him spiritual forces, which he would find very difficult to eliminate later, forces more lasting than all the best principles and doctrines. These forces can come up again to the surface, sometimes after years of not even mentioning them, and become so imperative that the will finds itself unable to oppose any obstacle, and has to follow their irresistible impulse. Between 1569 and 1605, the Jesuits orchestrated no less than 11 plots against Protestant England, which involved invasion, rebellion, and assassination. Each is known by the leader of the Trickery, Ridolfi, Sanders, Gregory the 13th, Campion, Parsons, Duke of Guise, Alan Throgmorton, Barry Bigington, Sixtus V, Philip II of Spain, York, Walpole, Southwell, and Guy Fawkes, Fawkes. It's a hell of a last name. That's Guy Fawkes. In the 1586 Bibington plot, the Jesuits, along with other Catholics, planned to kill Protestant Queen Elizabeth I, place Catholic Mary Stuart, Queen of Scots, on the throne of England, and bring England under subjection to the Pope of Rome. That plot was discovered and Mary was executed for her troubles. So, that part of history was a After the failed Babington plot, the Pope, in league with Philip II of Spain, planned to invade England and bring it under papal control. In 1588, Spain brought the 136-ship Spanish Armada
Samantha P.
against England.
said,
The
Now that's
sovereign
totally cool.
God
I
of
think
the
you should help
universe
your fellow man
whipped
as
up
long
a
as you're
freak
not putting your
storm
own life at
which
heightened
devastated
risk.
the Armada.
Throwing
It
a
allowed
rope doesn't
England,
raise it.
with only 30
Call me
ships,
hand medium light
to
skin
defeat
tone.
Spain after an 8-hour sea battle. Fuck, it's almost 4 o'clock. How much more God damn. Y'all, God damn. I still got a ways to go. I'm about to have to go. God, the universe whipped up freak storm, blah, blah, blah. November 5th, 1605, the Roman Catholic conspirators planned to kill King James I and the entire English Parliament by blowing up the House of Lords. They placed 20 barrels of gunpowder under the House of Lords. The plan was to blow up the House of Lords when the Lords, Commons, and Kings were all assembled on November 5th, 1605, for the opening of Parliament.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD.
The plot, however, was discovered.
This is the last pope.
Yep. Was discovered and the conspirators were captured. To this day, that event is simply referred to
Mr.
as
Hemi
the
4 SPD.
Gunpowder Plot.
Said,
November 5th
The illegitimate
is
one.
a national holiday in England, commemorating the Catholic
Bingus
conspiracy, the
said,
Gunpowder Plot.
Samantha, I've had so many experiences with the ocean.
The holiday
Once
is
it's
called
past the point,
Guy
especially if
Fawkes
it's a rough day,
Day.
there's no way both
Guy
of you will
Fawkes
survive.
was one of the Gunpowder Plot conspirators. The Jesuits' subversion of nations has caused 56 countries to ban the Jesuits, most of whom have since lifted the ban. In 1759, the Jesuits were banned through the Portuguese Empire. 1764, they were outlawed in France. 1767, they were outlawed in Spain. And in 1762, they were banned in French Parliament. It said, Institute Jesuits is inadmissible in any civilized state, as its nature is hostile to all spiritual and temporal authority. It seeks to introduce into goddamn pop-ups into the church and state under the plausible veil of a religious institute, not an order truly desirous to spread evangelical perfection, but rather a political body working untiringly at usurping all authority by all kinds of indirect, secrets, and devious means. The Jesuits' doctrine
Bingus
is perverse, a
said,
destroyer of all
not
religious
just that
and
there's
honest
big-ass great
principles,
white sharks.
insulting to Christians' morals, pernicious to civil society, hostile to the rights of the nation, the royal power, and even the security of the sovereigns and obedience of their subjects.
Mr. Hemi
the
4
fuck?
SPD said,
Suitable to stir up
oh,
the
for
greatest
sure.
disturbances
I bet
in the
80%
states,
of the population couldn't tread water
conceive
for 15
and
minutes.
maintain the worst
Samantha
kind
P.
of corruption in men's
said,
hearts.
At Bingus, the
All
ocean is no
nations
joke.
should
Grinning
learn
face
from
with
the
sweat, I'm out on the
experience
water
of Protestant
frequently.
England
A large
and
lake can have
understand
its own weather system.
the
Flushed face, I've
threat
been stuck in
the
currents on
Roman
my
and the
kayak where it
Jesuits
was like close to
posed
life or
to any
death.
free country.
Samantha P.
The Roman Catholic Church
said,
used religious
rolling on the floor laughing,
superstition to usurp the authority and undermine something. Undermine. I just lost where I was now too. Usurp and authority and undermine independence of any state. King Henry VIII cast off the yoke of Rome and declared that he was to be the head of the church in England. In May 1538, the Pope sought his revenge for the separation of the Church of England from Rome. The Pope excommunicated all in Ireland who recognized the supremacy of the King of England or any ecclesiastical or civil power greater than that of the Roman Catholic Church. The events are recounted in the classic Fawkes' Book of Martyrs. A short time after this, the Pope sent over to Ireland, direct to the Archbishop of Armagh and his clergy, a bull of excommunication against all who had or should own the king's supremacy within the Irish nation, denouncing a curse on all of them and theirs who should not wear thin. 40 days acknowledged to their confessors that oh shit. Oof. Acknowledge to their confessors that they have done amiss in so doing. Damn it. Ooh.
Iridium Kush said, agreed, the ocean is no joke.
Let me look for pages. Still got like fuck. Yeah, I still got like 10 pages. I'm not gonna be able to finish this, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to
Bingus
pick up.
said. Weed pollen.
No. Ugh. God damn, I hate it when that happens. Alright, I was on this page. Alright, page 60. So there's gonna be a part 2.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. The lake I live on gets a half dozen Asians drown in it each year.
Jeez, maybe they should learn to swim. Oh, man.
Samantha P. said. I need to really do something productive anyway. I've been kinda lazy about for a while now. Slightly smiling face.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what.
Don't touch me there. My no squares. No, don't touch me there. This is my
Samantha P.
square. No, don't
said.
touch me there.
I'll stay here forever and chill if I didn't have an excuse. Rolling on the floor laughing.
Don't touch me there.
Bingus said. Too many weak Asians man face palming. Iridium Kush said. Good day, sir.
Don't touch me there. My no square.
Peace.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. They love to fish.
Don't touch me there. This is my no square. No, don't touch me there. No, my.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. Have a good one, chaos. Samantha P. said. Yes, we have fishers and kayakers here. Samantha P. said. Not too many swimmers. KS4U 728 said. Take care, everyone. See y'all at tonight's stream. Laughing face. Samantha P. said. Later, victory hand, medium light skin tone. Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. Thanks for the laughs at your illiteracy. KS4U 728 said. I'm more literate than you, tongue sticking out.
My fucks have runneth dry. I've tried to go fuck shopping.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said.
I've no more fucks
No
to
doubt.
give, though more fucks I've tried to get. I'm over my fuck budget and I'm now in fucking debt.
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD said. I'm retarded. Samantha P. said.
I strive,
Oh, he did
strive
great.
to get
Zany face.
everything done.
KS4U 728 said. Rolling on the floor, laughing face with tears of joy. Bingus said. By chaos, I always come to give a good laugh. Hopefully I'm not too annoying. KS4U 728 said. Nah, you good bruh.
I've no more fucks to give. My fuck rations are depleted.
KS4U 728 said.
It's been fucking
Fun.
defeated. The effort has just not been worth the time or the
Hit.
expense. I've exhausted
Bingus
all my
said.
energy.
I'm out of weed, crying
for
face.
minimal recompense. The distinct lack of acknowledgement has now begun to
Mr. Hemi 4 SPD
and I've come
said.
to
LOL, now you are retarded.
realize that I don't give a fuck at all. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have flown away. My fucks are now so fucked off they refuse to fucking stay. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have gone insane. They've come back round and passed me while they're fucking off again. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have all dissolved. I plan many projects, but my fucks won't be involved. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have all been spent. They fucked off from the building and I don't know where they went. I've no more fucks to give. I've no more fucks to
Emily Reloaded
give.
said,
I've no
Laters
more
all I'm
fucks.
busy.
I've no more fucks. I've no more fucks
MR Hemi 4
to
SPD
give.
said, Later Banana Man. Bingus said, Bye bananas.